That's an eternity of basketball ahead of us. Another beautiful steal perpetrated by Todd White. The action continues. A let-go situation here. Alexei Deacon going up against a double team. Jeffrey Moore has perfect access to the bucket. Watch yourself on that normal replay of that last bit of action was Juan Fernandez actually wanting to dish off the against pass to Jaworski. We're crossing the twilight zone. That's an eternity of basketball ahead of us.
Pangarap ay umangat pero minsan ay sangat. Sa barangay nagtutulungan at may taglay na kabayanihan.
Akong bahala sa'yo.
Kabayani kita sa Ginebra. Ikaw ang inspirasyon. Kahit di madali, katuwang sa bawat sandali.
Sagot kita.
Kabayani kita sa One Ginebra Nation. Sa tapang nyo, mas ganado ako.
Ituloy mo lang.
Kabayani kita sa One Ginebra Nation. Kaya para sa barangay, ako namang magbibigay.
Ako bahala sa'yo.
Kabayani ka, kabayani kita.
Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao.
Kabayani kita.
Never say die, isigaw.
Kabayani kita. Sa haba ng nilakbay, may tapang at never say die. Nagsasakripiso pero ganado, ikaw ang inspirasyon ko.
Kaya niyo yan.
Kabayani kita sa Ginebra. Tumutulong na may kabayanihan. Kabayani kita sa One Ginebra Nation. Sa One Ginebra Nation.
Salamat, teacher.
Sa iyong mga gabay, ako namang magbibigay. Kabayani kita sa One Ginebra Nation. Dito sa aming barangay, pagtutulungan ay taglay. May tapang at ganado, inspirasyong todo-todo. Kabayani kita, natutulungan na may kabayanihan.
Salamat, idol.
Kabayani kita sa One Ginebra Nation. Sa One Ginebra Nation. Kaya dito sa barangay, kabayanihan ay taglay. Kabayani tayo.
Welcome everyone to an eternity of basketball. We are part of the Globally Ballin Network. The most trending episodes on YouTube are there on your screens. Which one's your favorite? Keep watching the YouTube channel of Globally Ballin. We're also on Spotify if you enjoyed the show. Send us some love and rate us on Spotify. 5-star rating lang po please. Benji Paraf, number 1 pa rin sa top 8. Sky Dick, paangat pa rin. GloballyBallin.com for original articles, audio and video projects and the rest of the shows on the network. This is episode 299. That's Sid Ventura. I'm Charlie Cuna. And Noel Zarate will be the late Noel Zarate for today's show. He'll come in a bit. Our guest for today, we all agree, when we first started covering the PBA, I was there back in 2004. Noel was there already, then Sid was covering it to write about it. We really didn't know that this guy would become our friend later on because, he was just there scaring everybody on the court, hitting those low post shots and at a high percentage, and then later on, eventually, he joined us on the broadcast panel, and he became a really good friend of mine. And of Sid, they worked together. Noel, they had a show together, and we miss him because he's already now in the States. He's back in Vegas, but I think his old team TNT could really use him right now. They need some bigs who can score underneath. So we'll bring him in. It's Ali Peak, the Man Mountain, on episode 299 of AEOB. Hey, Ali, welcome to the show, man.
What's up, guys? It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody again. It really is.
Yeah, man. It's great. It's great to be in touch with you. When I invited you, you immediately said yes. And we're very happy that you're here. And it's going to be a long discussion. Plus, we have a lot of nice photos from your career, your long career, 16 years in the PBA. So let's get it started, man. There in the States, I'm sure as a kid you played more than one sport. So what sports did you play before you decided basketball was the one?
Oh man, I played it all, Charlie. I did. I think from way back since I was a kid, it wasn't just basketball. It was football. It was baseball, and later on, when I got into, I think around 13 years old. Before high school started, my dad came home one day. He's like, I signed you up. I said, sign me up for what? He said, the swim team. I'm like, what? And he said, yeah, here's your uniform. They were Speedos. They were like green and black Speedos. And of course, me being, a basketball player at the time, I resisted it. But I ended up being a pretty good swimmer. I swam competitively in high school. And actually, I placed second place as a freshman at 14 years old in all Southern California in the breaststroke relay. The coach bumped me up to the varsity to swim, in that type of competition. So there was something there, right? I guess my dad, thought that I could really excel, and I used that for basketball to get, to help with my stamina and all that stuff. So yeah, that was the other sport that I lettered in outside of basketball.
Great. Ali, I'm just
man.
yeah.
Ali! Ali! Okay, keep talking.
There's the late Noel Zarate. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Ali, you mentioned you also dabbled in baseball and football. I'm just curious, what positions did you play for each sport?
Oh, I don't even remember. Because we're talking like my son's age, like 8 years old, right? 8, 9. I don't even remember what I played in baseball. I want to say it was probably outfield somewhere, but I really don't remember. I really don't remember that. And in football, it was flag. Really? Okay, it's flag football. It wasn't tackle football. It was flag football. So I have no idea what position that I really played.
All right. I thought you were like a linebacker or something.
My dad was a linebacker.
8 years old pa lang, Sid. It's only when at this age he could play linebacker, or when he got bigger, became a man mounted. So wait, then swimming. So you were doing swimming competitively and all of that, and playing basketball on the side also at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So basketball was earlier in the year in high school, right? So you were done with basketball. The basketball season was over with, depending on how you did in the playoffs. I'd say about maybe January, February, and then you were just in time for swimming. So swimming leads into middle towards the end of the school year, right into the summer. So it just sort of worked its way out with that.
But then when did you focus on basketball already?
I started really focusing on basketball from the age of 12 years old. Okay. So I really didn't like wearing the Speedo. I really didn't like wearing the Speedo.
That is a problem for many.
And I swimming is a great sport. Don't get me wrong, right? I have tremendous respect, and till this day, I'll watch swimmers compete. It's just like I like to watch those types of competitions. I also like to watch track, but I really love the game of basketball. So I stopped pursuing swimming after I think my sophomore year, and that's when I really started to focus. After my freshman year, I really started to focus on basketball and basketball only.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, I just wanted to point out that comment that you flashed earlier. I mean, I've never heard this one before, but Vince Di Mayuga says, Ali, Vince Di Mayuga says, you look like Gary Valenciano. I've never heard that before, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling right now.
That's
come on.
Hey, I take it as a compliment.
Of course. Man, Gary Valenciano is a very famous guy, and everybody loves him.
Good-looking dude.
Yeah. He looks great too.
I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Well, Vince did. So I don't know how that happened. We're talking about Ali, and then you're growing up already. Now you're focusing on basketball. Let's enter the first segment of our show. It's called the Time Capsule. So we have to go back in time, and then you did send us. Noel found some pics, and we found some on the net as well. So let's check out the first picture in the time capsule.
These were my blackmail backup pictures.
There's Gary V, little Gary V.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How old were you here, Ali?
Man, I don't. My mother would have to answer that. I remember. Keep in mind, I didn't look my age. So I wouldn't be probably like 5 or 6 here. I don't know.
Oh, wow, already.
Yeah, probably. I don't. Yeah, but that's definitely like that's the early '80s right there. This is when we were living. We're still living in Pasadena, in a 2-bedroom apartment. You know, shared with my great grandmother. You know, my mother. That's my mother there, obviously on the right side, and so. My mother was the one, she's the healthcare professional all these years. She was the one taking care of my great grandmother, right? So, yeah, we all lived together. This is before my father, who I ended up taking the surname Peak, came into the picture. So I do have a biological father who is also African American, right? And that's where I got my height from, because my dad right now, he's only the Peak. He's only like 5'8". So when people see us,
not much of a peak there, huh?
Yeah, no, but yeah. So that's in Pasadena. That's in Pasadena. I want to maybe like 1981 or 1982. Yeah.
What was your mother's surname?
My mother's surname was Kalukug. So my grandfather's middle and surname is Tanagan Kalukug, and they're Ilocano.
Okay.
So, you know, my grandfather's from Cagayan Valley, Tuguegarao to be exact.
Right, yeah.
And, I don't know if you're familiar with Saint Teresa or Santa Teresa. That's exactly where
I'm sure it's up there.
Central Hall is or was in Tuguegarao. So, yeah, that's actually, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of history here. So my mother belongs to 8 brothers and sisters, including herself, right? 4 boys, 4 girls. And they moved to Manila because my grandfather was in the military. He was in the Philippine Army. Okay. Retired lieutenant colonel, to be exact, fought in World War II, got captured by the Japanese, managed to escape. But the other ancestral home, if you want to call it, is in Cubao. So you guys are familiar, right? That, there may been a few times where you dropped me off there or something like that. But I did mention to you many times that you know, my grandparents and my mom and her siblings grew up in Cubao because they started going to school in Manila. So that's the big history. So yeah.
How Filipino was your household when you were a kid? I mean, you were very aware that your mom was Filipina. Did you ever come over to the Philippines when you were young?
100%. So my grandparents were the ones going back and forth to the Philippines. Not so much my mother or her siblings. You know, they were in the United States just working. What was it? Sorry, what was the question again? You're talking about, how aware I was. So okay, so from the time, all Filipino growing up in my household, because my biological father was not in the picture. Matter of fact, he wasn't in my life. I think I want to say about a year and a half to 2 years old, because I don't remember him. I don't even know what he looks like. But according to my mother, you know, he was 6 feet tall, or 6'6", you know. But so what I'm trying to say is I wasn't exposed to the African American side. The only thing I knew was the Filipino side, and I was comfortable that on that side of the family, the Filipino side of the family. So yeah, I grew up in that type of environment.
And then did you come to Manila as a boy?
No, I never did. I never did. Right. If I can remember correctly, I know that my mother's some of my mother's siblings did go, but this is you know, when I started to get older. You know, I would say like maybe when I got, you know, close to my teenage years, from what I remember. You know, so yeah.
Right. Carla, let's go to the next photo, please. Yeah, here you go. So there's basketball player Ali Peak.
Oh, brother.
So,
hey,
that's a target.
Larry Wilcox from Chips, right? That's Larry Wilcox from Chips, right behind you, right?
Yeah, don't tell anybody. Yeah. Man, so yeah, this is Hart High. I went to Hart High School, and I was 13 years old here. I'm 13 here. So, and you see, I got the Magic Johnson Energy Waves. I don't know if you remember that.
Right.
The Magic Johnson Energy Waves. So this is after they won the back-to-back championship in 1988. So as far as I was concerned, I just wanted to be Magic Johnson. As a matter of fact, that was my. I was number 50 here, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. 13.
You wanted to be as tall as Ralph Sampson, I guess, but that didn't work out, right?
It didn't work out. I wanted to be 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, but what's this? Obviously, at this age, you weren't lifting weights yet. But look at you. You're really just powerfully built. Look at you at 30. Guys, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know how much I weighed here, but I was about 6'1" here, and then I started to sprout and get bigger by 14.
Do you guys see the Gary V anywhere? Do you see Gary V?
Still
I'm starting to subscribe to it. Yeah.
The hair, probably.
Ali, did you start out as a post player even at this age, or did you start out idol Magic Johnson? Did you try to emulate Magic Johnson first?
I was in the post, but the coach at the time, I didn't get on the varsity until my junior year. Believe it or not, I didn't get to the main team until my junior year. I needed more development. So I want to say, I played the power forward position, the inside position, but this particular coach let me bring the ball up. He gave me free reign to handle the ball, and I did. I did. Man, yeah. Hart High School.
That's right. Well, how about these guys? Are you still in touch with these fellows?
So that's Gary Clark, number 40. No, not so much. But these two guys in the middle, that's Mike, and that's Eric. But yeah, through social media, I mean, every once in a while they'll comment on one of my photos or one of my posts.
Were they any good?
Eric played good players. Eric played. He played junior college, and that after junior college, I think that's where his career ended. But Mike was actually pretty good, but he wanted to focus on being a surfer.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we still keep in touch from time to time. So
because I'm looking at that photo and I'm saying, these three guys were passing it to Ali. I'm pretty sure.
But actually, this team here, this is all freshmen. This is our freshman year.
Who's the guy in the blue?
Larry Wilcox.
He's just a firefighter. But Coach Witten in the lower right hand corner. Coach Witten was one of my first coaches, and I wonder if he's still around. I got to go see if he still is. But so we're talking. This is 1988, 1989 season.
Awesome, man. Look at you. And then we'll jump to the next photo because it's interesting. I want to ask you about the next one.
Oh yeah.
Indians. Who are the Indians? Is that Hart?
Yeah, that's Hart High School. That's the Hart High School Indians.
Okay, so they used to be the Indians. Now they're the Hawks.
What's that?
Yeah. Now they're the Hawks already.
Yeah, they did. You're right. I think you're right about that. They changed the name because for political
right. Yeah,
purposes. Yeah. So I'm already on varsity here. I'm 15 years old here. So
and you've got the 32 Magic Johnson.
I got the 32 Magic Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, did you pass like Magic? Did you dribble like Magic? I mean, what of your game emulated Magic Johnson besides the number?
He didn't want me doing anything Magic Johnson. You just said, get your butt in the post. And he demanded, he said, I want 3 dunks every game on somebody. If you don't get 3 dunks on somebody every single game, I'm going to put you on the sideline. You got to run 17s.
No way. That's what he said.
So here, so I'm going to go. My high school coach, actually, before he coached at Hart High School, he coached at Cleveland High School. And at Cleveland High School, somewhere in the valley, right? You know who he coached? He coached Trevor Wilson. Remember Trevor Wilson out of UCLA?
UCLA.
Played with Ballin. Yeah, so
He won a
coached
championship.
He developed Trevor Wilson. And he actually coached Brett Saberhagen, the Cy Young Award winner in the MLB. And then he coached a guy by the name of Kevin Holmes, who got drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers, but ended up having an extensive career in Cyprus and Italy. So, I mean, my high school coach was pretty much the real deal, you know, and he's the one that really instilled in me and developed me, you know, to get ready for college and stuff. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, a nice observation by Edmond Villanueva that it says heart on the right side of the shorts. Yeah, I didn't notice that earlier. It does say.
We always pretended like we were Indiana, right?
Yeah. That's what I thought it said at the start.
And that's how our coach. That's how my coach was, Charlie. My coach was just like Bobby Knight. Like he would go off on you. I mean, there are times where he'd throw chairs onto the hardwood floor. You know, I mean, he was a very fiery coach. But you know, that was the style back then in the '80s, right? So
right, yeah. That was commonplace.
It's just
Most of the coaches were like that. Did he wear a sweater too during the games?
He did have a sweater. When it got cold, he wore the long sleeve red sweater, V-neck with the collar. Yeah,
Bobby Knight. Yeah. Okay, so you got that Bobby Knight. So at this time, did you feel that you had a chance to play Division One?
I did, because so the summer between I wasn't on this. Okay, so I wasn't on varsity yet, right? Because remember, I became a varsity player my junior year, my third year in high school, and my senior year. But coach didn't think I was good enough to play varsity as my second year in high school. But he did approach me and he said, "Hey, man, I got to talk to you after I'm done with this meeting here with the varsity group." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And he comes up to me and he throws me a letter. It's from San Diego State University. He goes, "Now I don't want your head to get all big, and I don't want you to walk around here like you think you're smooth because you got your first letter. But look, they even spelled your last name wrong. Look, it said Ali Pier. It's not Peak, it's Pier. Okay, so so he goes, but keep doing what you're doing. All right, you know, listen to what I have to tell you, because I've been through this before with the other players. You know, my former players." And he said, "This is the first of many to come," and he wasn't lying about that. So, between between the end of my sophomore year into the summertime, especially that summertime, because we were playing already in these varsity summer leagues all over Southern California, that's when scouts started to take notice of me, right? And I hadn't started my varsity career yet, so it just, you know, the letters just started coming in from different universities after that.
What were your stats like, Ali, for all of these scouts to, you know, take notice of you?
Well, my junior year, I want to say I was like, in the beginning, I was averaging the first half of the season, I was averaging probably about maybe between 13 and maybe 16 points a game, right? Not too impressive for scouts. But the second half, when I started to mature, so remember I was 15 years old, and by the time when I hit the end of 15 into 16, my body started to mature more. I started getting bigger. I was also sharing the block with two other guys. Both of them were like 6'6", and they were seniors. They were upperclassmen. So we had a triple post action going on back then, and so I was kind of sharing the bread with those two. But I started to really come into my own. And to answer your question, Sid, I would say I started averaging about 22 plus points a game the second half of that. But as far as I know, I'm sure that the record's been shattered. But my senior year, I broke the all-time scoring record in my high school. So I was number one in all-time scoring at my high school. So that was how many years ago. So I don't know if someone's broken it already now. I'm pretty sure someone has. Yeah.
Right. What was the biggest university you got a letter from?
Wow. I want to say LSU. I was on the phone with Dale Brown.
Wow.
Yeah, and that freaked me out because I didn't have to give me a call. My coach said, Ali, expect a call. I met with Dale Brown. I showed him your clips, and I'm like, all right, coach. I mean, that's great. I was excited because remember back then, Shaquille O'Neal, Stanley Roberts, Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Yeah, right.
So I didn't pay attention to what he was saying so much because I was like, there's no way in hell Dale Brown's going to meet with me, right? I get a phone call out of the blue, and it's Dale Brown, and I'm shaking. I'm like, and I'm giving him one-word answers and stuff. But you know what? You know who beat me out? A European transfer that was like 6'10".
Wow.
Man, imagine. That off the top of my head, LSU. Yeah.
Wow.
LSU.
Yeah.
So what made you decide eventually to go to St. Mary's, to attend St. Mary's?
Oh man, you know what? I'll be bluntly honest with you. St. Mary's is really good to me, and I can't fault Coach because Coach gave me a shot at having a scholarship and being able to get a free education. But man, it was rough. My coach was a great salesman. Okay. You guys check this out. So my former teammate, Mahershala Ali, who's a two-time Academy Award winner,
right.
I don't know. Try to find it. He's in a recent interview with LeBron. LeBron James and Steve Nash have this podcast going on, right? He was on that show. I want to say maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Harvey Carey's the one that sent it to me, and he kind of imitates Coach Kent.
Yeah, you're talking about Ernie Kent.
I'll tell you, this is what. So I had no idea until I saw that part of the interview that because he had never told me this or any of my teammates back then this story. But Coach Kent walks into his house and says, Mahershala, as a freshman, in order for our team to be successful, you're going to have to average 22 points a game. That's what he told him. Right? He told me that I'm going to be a secret weapon, and both of us got hardly any playing time. So it was rough. I'm just going to say it was rough. But that was part of how, when you're 17 years old, you're eating all that up, and you're like, oh, I'm going there. I'm going there, right? Yeah. So I would say he sold the hell out of college. But look, I don't have any regrets at all. I really don't, because if I didn't go through that, I probably would have never met you guys. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Really,
What a trade-off! What a trade-off!
Yeah. Photo, I think.
Next photo, please, Carla. Sure. Is Carla there? Oh, there.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you are, man. There's that. You're saying limited playing time, but there's a couple of photos of you, so at least they got you.
Yeah.
And did you choose 34, or was that given to you?
That was given. That was given to me because there was a guy there by the name of Brian Brazier who played my position. He was an upperclassman. I think he was a senior. He ended up playing overseas. Actually, he wore the number 32. But you can see here in this photo, we're playing Loyola Marymount.
Right.
These guys were left over from that Bo Kimball, Hank Gathers. Yeah. Right. This is 92, and that all happened in 1990. So yeah, some of those guys were still there.
Nice. Look at that. I'm just checking out the photos, man. Just trying to see what's going on.
34. That would be like Charles Barkley.
Right
so you'd be. Yeah, the square amount of rebound, right?
It was, I knew I was kind of in trouble because, from where I came from, I'm 6'4", 250 pounds. I was big this way. But when you get to that level, I mean, look at the guy on the right side. That guy's 6'10". Not only 6'10", 250, and can jump like me, if not better, right? So I had my work cut out for me.
That's right. Well, I'll ask it already now. I mean, because it was something that you had to deal with your entire career, even here in the Philippines. You're a bit undersized, to play in the post, and then. So, what did you do consciously to try to get those shots off? Because you were able to get shots off and you made them at a high percentage.
I adjusted. The hook shot didn't develop until I got into the PBA. When I was playing here, it was all about the turnaround jump shots, you know. And for some reason or another, I jumped pretty well. I was a little bit quicker than the bigger guys, just you know who also helped me out too. So that's the McKeon Pavilion. That's it. That's on our campus. Guys, let me know if I'm talking too much here, okay?
No.
Go ahead.
So it's all coming back. That's why. These are great photos. So after my freshman year, our coach asked, so the Golden State Warriors had a few practices at McKeon Pavilion. And so not only that, they were starting to play pickup there. And so our coach asked Don Nelson at the time, do you think my boys can run with your guys? He said, yeah, absolutely. So you'll remember this name. The guy that was on that team, first of all, imagine, I'm just going to paint this picture. Imagine Sarunas Marcelonis, okay, Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin was playing, okay, Billy Owens. I got a story about Billy Owens, right? Like that, what he did to me got me questioning whether I should play basketball anymore.
Oh, he can do that too.
We need to hear that.
Okay. Man, I mean, Chris Gatling played with us, right?
Yeah.
All 10 of him in his length. And then other guys would come, other pros like Travis Best would show up with John Barry. And keep in mind, the Barry brothers live in the Bay Area. And their high school, the high school they went to was like 30 minutes away. So Brent Barry would show up and play. And I didn't even know how good Brent Barry was. All I knew is that I would see him in passing. He'd be friendly. He's about 6'6". But then when I saw him dunking on some of the Golden State Warriors, I'm like, this guy's got a chance to play in the NBA, right? Byron Houston.
Exactly.
Remember Byron Houston, right?
Check out the question of Ferdy.
Yeah.
Did Ali play against Byron Houston?
Yes, there we go. Absolutely. Yeah, so Byron Houston, I would go up against in pickup almost every week. So you imagine what kind of experience and what kind of what I was learning from him. He was about 1.5 inches taller than I was, and so he would show me how to hide the ball. He called it hide the ball, don't expose it, right? And he'd show me how to use my body, because you see, they listed him at 6'8" coming out of Oklahoma State University, but in reality, he's like 6'5". So he was dealing with guys in the NBA 6'10". So I got a lot of good tutelage from him, so that was very helpful. Tell the Billy Owens story.
Yeah, go.
So this is my first time ever playing pickup with the Golden State Warriors. Some of my other teammates, they'd already played a few. They already had a few runs with them in the previous weeks. So I'm excited, but I'm also nervous at the same time. And I'm trying my hardest not to draw too much attention to myself, right? So Billy goes, I got big fella over here. Now I thought he was talking. He looks at me. He's pointing at me. I got big fella. He's like, what's up, man? I'm like, hey, what's going on? All I know is Billy Owens, Syracuse, and Miami Heat, Golden State Warriors, whatever. He goes, what you got for me, right? And so he's denying me in the post, and he's 6'8", mind you. He's long, and this is a young Billy Owens. So he goes, I'm gonna let you have this. Go ahead, show me what you have. Show me, what do you got? So I get the ball in the post, and I take one hard dribble, and I go up as high as I can with a floater, a hook shot. He jumps up, and as he's up in the air, he's like, man, get that shit out of here. And he cuffs it. Goes back down. He's versatile, right? So he dribbles down the court and starts the offense. I'm like, oh my God. But it was all good experience, because you were forced into a position that you didn't want to be in, but you're also forced to level up, right? And I tell you what, man, when I went home for the summer and played pickup basketball, or if I played pickup anywhere, I just felt invincible. I was like, man, you don't know what I've been through. Like, this is. So, yeah, it was some of the best basketball that I can think of. I mean, Brian Shaw showed up at one point. Mario Ellie, remember Mario Ellie from Houston Rockets? I mean, it was just, it reminded me of Field of Dreams, where all these legends that now back then they were just showing up to play. And you're looking at these guys. You know, the guys that didn't want to play though was Latrell Sprewell and Chris Webber. They didn't want to. They wanted no part of it. But Sarunas Marcelonis was just one of the most solid. He was my height and my size. And every time you would try to guard him or prevent him from penetrating, you would get hurt. He was just so rough and rugged, man. Like you were getting the elbow to the sternum or whatever. Yeah. But go ahead, guys. My bad.
These are great stories, man.
Bring back a lot of great memories.
Can we go to the next photo, though? Just to
we love the stories.
We love the stories. This is what the show is all about, man. Okay. Yeah, Carla, can we drop it?
You did.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you are. Wow.
This is graduation day. You see Mahershala right next to me. And
how was he as a player, Ali? I've always wondered. I've seen clips on YouTube, but was he a legit Division I guard?
He was. He came out of Mount Eden High School in Hayward, and he was one of the top players in the state. As a matter of fact, I was ranked in the state. Mahershala was ranked in the state, and all the way to the far left, that's AJ Rollins. God rest his soul. He passed away when we first got back. He'd been battling cancer for I want to say almost 10 years. But yeah, he was all state as well, and he actually ended up playing. It's a surprise that he never came to our shores because he was in Japan, he was in Korea, he was in South America. He came very close to playing in the Philippines as an import, but that would have been good. That would have been great. But yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, Sid, no, he was the real deal, and the dude can get up. The guy was able to get up pretty well. Mahershala can jump out of the gym and dunk the ball. About 6'2".
Oh, 6'2". Okay, yeah, I was about to ask because here in the photo it seems like your heights aren't that far away from each other.
No, believe me, I'm taller than him.
Check out this comment though from our friend from Boss Guapo. Ali looks more like a Hollywood star than a baller.
Oh man,
he's got that good look, like man.
Ali would pass for a bad guy, drug dealer stuff.
Yeah, drug dealer.
You're not gonna make him the hero. Are you gonna make him the contra
stereotype, Noel?
Are you still in touch with this guy? I mean, he's won, like you said, Academy Awards, and he's been on a lot of nice.
From time to time, Matter of fact, the two guys in the middle, and then that's Monica. She was one of our. We all came in together, but so the other guy that's not. Yeah, we do keep in touch from time to time, but he's a busy man, right? So I'll send him a message wishing him Merry Christmas or hey man, I love that movie that you just did, stuff like that, and then he'll hit me back and he'd be like, much blessings to you, man. I really appreciate it. It's been too long. It's been a long during the pandemic, Reggie and Mahershala sent me a video because at the time Mahershala was cast to play the new Blade.
Yeah.
CU, right? And I was just, they all know that I'm a huge Marvel comic fan, and when I messaged congratulations with like 20 exclamation points, they sent me that video because they were at the San Diego Comic-Con at the time. So yeah, but yeah, we every once in a while we'll keep in touch.
Yeah. Could you ask him about what happened to that Blade movie? I've been waiting for it for a long time.
I just think, I asked him a few questions, and he said he signed a non-disclosure agreement with Kevin Feige at MCU. So I'm like, you got to respect that, right? So I'm like, yeah, okay, no, forget it. Don't say anything. But the way I look at it is just multiple. They just could never get on the same page as far as the writing, the directors. I don't know how many directors they had changed. So I don't know.
It's usually the problem. Yeah, it's a production side.
And guys, just in case you don't know, Ali is also a cinephile. He's a movie fan. He's a movie critic.
Yes,
So,
I know.
we had this
much I know.
lengthy discussion about the Star Wars, the last trilogy, and I know you hated them, right? Shaking your head.
Travesty.
Yeah, that's an episode in itself. A different episode. We can talk about all those movies. Hey, look at this comment, Ali. This guy, Boss Guapo channel, our friend. Tell Ali I used to groom his Basset Hound Magic.
Oh my God. Oh wow.
Yeah, big strong.
Where at? Was this near Capitolio?
You answer
Phil
us.
Chinese.
That or Cubao, right?
Well, no, it was. I think it was. Yeah, it's Phil Chinese Animal Clinic. What's the? I'm forgetting the streets now. What's the name of that? I forgot.
Rob,
Capitolio?
that's Rob Viola, our longtime fan. So Rob,
Yeah,
maybe
si Rob yan. Along Shaw Boulevard, maybe.
Is it Shaw Boulevard? I can't remember.
yeah, let's wait.
Yeah, I think it's along Shaw. Yeah.
We're gonna go because you're playing at St. Mary's. Your career there ends, and how do you eventually, end up in the Philippines playing in the PBL?
So that's an even more interesting story. So at the time, so I didn't play my senior year in college because I had a knee injury. Right back then in '95, microfracture was pretty much a career-ending sentence. Now with technology, right? So basketball just wasn't on my mind. What was actually on my mind was just focusing as a student and graduating. Mm-hmm. And I get a phone call from Coach Kent, my college coach. Yeah. And he says, I need you to come down to the office. I need to talk to you about something. So I thought I was in trouble. I thought, what did I do this time? Whatever. This is a few months before graduation. He said, what's your plans? I said, well, I'm thinking of joining the military. He goes, what do you think about playing overseas? I go, Coach, you told me a year ago to forget that and just focus on school. And he said, I want you to write these names down. And he said, write down this name, and here's the number. Maury Hanks was the name. And Maury Hanks sounded very familiar. So Maury, I guess my high school coach and my college coach were communicating. And Maury Hanks is a friend of my high school coach. And Maury Hanks at the time was the agent of Horace and Harvey Grant.
Okay.
And so, these agents are also doing a lot of sort of scouting as well, or they're getting, they have scouts. There's scouts out there, and they have their ear to the ground for potential whatever imports or what. So I get in touch with Maury Hanks, and then Coach says, "How's your knee doing?" I said, "I don't know. I haven't really, He goes, "Get your knee in shape." And then I go. He goes, "For where? What country?" Hold on, my boy. Hey, say hello real quick, guys.
Hey,
It's my son. He's 8 years old.
gosh, I used to carry him when he was a kid. Now look at him; he can carry me.
Say hello, guys. Say hello. Go downstairs, okay? All right. We'll talk. We'll hang out later. All right. He's supposed to charge up his iPad. But yeah. So Maury Hanks was good friends with Bobby Rios.
Okay.
Bobby Rios.
There you go.
Yeah, he was our guest a couple of months ago.
Charlie D of our time.
Yeah, Coach Jack.
Yeah. You're right.
So Bobby Rios, I get in touch with Bobby Rios, and so we got the ball rolling with that. Coach Kent said, "Get your knee back in shape." I said, "Wait a minute, how am I supposed to play overseas?" I'm still stuck on forget about playing overseas. This is what this guy did, right? The summer before my junior year, we were invited to Taipei in Taiwan for the Jones Cup. So I played in the Jones Cup in '90. Right. We won the whole tournament. One of our power forwards was injured. Our starting power forward was injured, so he couldn't come along. So I got more playing time. And what Coach saw, he used me a lot more. Even started me in some in some games, eight consecutive games.
Right.
Just bear with me, guys. I'm going back. So, when the tournament was over and we were getting ready to start my third year, my junior year in for the season, he called me into the office. He was calling everybody individually into the office and giving us his expectations, our expectations, all that stuff. And he said, when you were playing overseas, you actually have a shot at playing at some of these smaller leagues. Stop being a knucklehead and listen to me. And so all I remember was that conversation. And then he got upset a couple of weeks later because certain guys weren't showing up to class. I was showing up late to class. And he had us wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning and run around the entire campus, 8 laps. And while we're running around the campus, he's in his car right next to me, and he's just screaming at me. And he goes, "Remember when I said I think you could play overseas?" I'm like, "Yeah, coach." He goes, "Forget I said that. Just graduate." He kept trying. It's just old school, man. But yeah. So anyways, he goes. I don't remember the gist of that conversation. We just said, "Get your knee back in shape." What I'm saying is, when I played overseas myself, I was an import, but I played with players that were Americans, but their heritage was from that respective country that I played in. So they were able to play longer than I could. They were able to have an extensive career. "Your mother is from the Philippines, right?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you could do the same thing." And that's how it all started. And then from that point on, for the rest of that, from graduation all the way until October is when I played my first game ever in the Philippines in the PBL. Yeah, that's how it all started. And that's, between me, my parents, my high school coach, my college coach, Bobby Rios, that's how we got the ball rolling with that.
So that was the first time you've ever been to the Philippines?
First time ever. First time ever.
So what was the shock like? I mean, so it's like this here, it's this hot here, and blah, blah, blah?
Well, you know what? I was told about that. The thing is, who gave me really good, my family, my mother, my aunts and uncles, my grandparents, they were the ones that told me, "Hey, this is what the culture's like, okay? This is how you got to come in, it's going to be hot. You're going to have to get used to that. There's going to be a lot of traffic, all that stuff." But then I also remember what my high school coach said. And the good thing about my high school coach, remember, he coached players that played abroad. And he said, if this is what you want to do, you can't be bitching and complaining about the food. You can't be complaining about the traffic. You're there. This is your dream. You adapt. And that always stuck in my head. I'm the one who has to adapt, not the other way around. So I always kept that in mind.
How true was it? Sorry, I just want to get this out because this is a rumor that some people saw you nakasabit sa jeep heading into like one of your practices or one of your games. You actually rode a jeep and then you were outside.
Not the practice. That was so my cousin was the one, my mother's eldest sister, who stayed in the Philippines all this time, even though the 7 brothers and sisters were the ones that went to the United States. So it was her children. My cousin Jude was the one that was sort of my guide. So this is my PBL days. Yeah. So there was a weight room. There was a small gym in Ali Mall. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what this person's referencing to. I would either ride the motorbike. I couldn't fit in the compartment, so I would sit on the back, and my cousin would sit inside the compartment. And then there were times where we'd take the jeepney, and I didn't feel comfortable crouching down inside the jeepney, so I hung onto the back of the jeepney. 21 at the time. I was 21 years old. So we were living. Don't you wish there were cell phones already back then? So pictures of you. This was 1996, by the way. Yeah.
But Ali,
Pretty sure.
before you came over, had you even heard of the PBA or the PBL, the basketball culture in the Philippines?
Yeah, I did. So that was 1988. I want to say it was during the Christmas holiday. So I think it was like maybe my first or second week of Christmas vacation. I was in junior high at the time. And one of my grandfather's friends visited from the Philippines. And he knew that I was a basketball player. And he said, one of the first things I remembered was, so I remember the PBA. And I remember my uncles talking about back in the 70s and 80s, like, it wasn't uncommon for the fans to throw coins. That's what I remember, right? And the other part was they're like, yeah, there's a guy that's 50 years old. He's still playing in the PBA. He's still playing professional basketball. That would be Jaworski. That would be
Right.
So he was the first person that I'd ever heard of at 14 years old. But of course, or 13 years old, when you're a kid growing up in America, you're like, man, I want to play in the NBA, right? You have that mindset. But yeah, to answer your question, Sid, yeah, I did hear about the PBA all the way back then.
I'm pretty sure you're from Northern California, so there are a bunch of Phil Americans there. I mean, like the Ryan Reyeses, the Jeffrey Carriasos, and stuff like that.
No, I was from LA. I was from LA. Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Southern Cal, yeah.
But did you meet these guys somewhere along the way before you came in? Wow.
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't. I started hearing about players when I got to the Philippines. Right, I started hearing about Jeffrey Carriaso, Chris Jackson when I got to the Philippines. Yeah, but prior to that, no, not so much. I don't know why.
You didn't participate
Never got.
in the Phil-Am leagues there in California?
I didn't even know the Phil-Am leagues existed.
Right.
So
Okay.
I did to Division I basketball until one of my friends that I grew up with, his name was Steve Tampes. He's Filipino. He actually played in the PBL for Red Bull at the time. His teammate was Rodney Santos. He had a short stint, I want to say in 1994, right? And I'm losing my train of thought here. What was the question again, man? I'm this old. What's going on?
This is Ali Peak.
Yeah, the Phil-Am leagues, yeah.
Yeah, the Phil-Am leagues.
I miss you, Ali.
Yeah. So he's the one who introduced me to the Phil-Am League.
Okay.
And I don't know what kind of Phil-Am league this was, because it's nothing like the Phil-Am leagues that Nick Belasco, Jeffrey Carriaso played in, right? Which is highly competitive. I walk into the gym, man. There's like these 5'8" centers, I'm like, but I'm gonna tell you, man, they were competitive as hell. They weren't trying to back down. They weren't trying to give up position or anything like that. It got pretty rough, but it was also fun. But I didn't play in too many Filipino American leagues back then.
Then how did you end up with?
That's
You
the
played
Pinoy
for
style.
AMA,
If you
right?
don't have the height, you push.
The AMA Cyber Tigers, the PBL.
Yeah, AMA, Cyber Tigers.
Yeah.
The Cyber Tigers, yeah.
Yeah. Who hooked you up with that team?
Well, Bobby Rios did. Bobby Rios is the one that got me to the PBL. So at the time, I was working in the coffee shop. I was a barista, serving coffee drinks, and behind the bar table making coffee drinks. And at the same time, that was the money that I used to get gym time and work out and be prepared. And so I get a call out of the blue from my agent, Bobby, saying, "Hey, I think it's a go." So we ended up leaving in the middle of. I ended up catching a flight to Manila in the middle of October, and that was the first conference I ever played in for AMA. So prior to Sid, I was looking over the contract. My high school coach looked over the contract for me as well. We went over it with my agent, and went ahead and signed it. And, back then was what, fax? I think, I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So that's how we got the.
Well, Bobby Rios sends his regards. I just told him that you're on the show right now, that we've been talking about him, so he sends his regards.
Yeah, man, Bobby Rios.
What's our next photo, by the way?
Yeah, go to the next photo, because
There
we
you
jump
go.
forward, because you play in the
popcorn.
PBL. You played the PBL shortly, but then you decide immediately that it's time to declare for the PBA draft.
No, I went home. I went home first. I went back because I was in love, right? I was afraid I was going to lose my girl at the time. And went back for an entire year. It was sort of a mistake that I made, But again, you're 21, 22 years old. You're not thinking with your head so much. And I joined the Navy.
Wow.
I enlisted in the Navy, and the whole year of '97, Bobby is like, "Hey, because my contract expired with AMA, and they offered me a 6-month contract extension right after that first contract. But I was sprung, and I was just I was emotional, and I didn't want to be away from my girlfriend at the time. And throughout that whole year, like Bobby Reyes would call me up, periodically and be like, "Hey, I got a 3-month contract or 6-month contract with AGFA. Remember AGFA and the PBA?
Yeah.
And I said, Bobby, I'm just not ready for it. I'm just not, my mind's just not right." And then toward the end of the year, I actually enlisted into the United States Navy. And I was about to start boot camp in February 11th of 1998, right? But I got a contract proposal from Pop Cola, Elmer Yanga. It was a 3-year contract proposal, and my mother and father, we all sat down and discussed it. Said, "I think you should do it." So the dilemma was I'd already raised my right hand, swore an oath to the United States government. So my recruiter, I discussed this with my recruiter, and luckily enough, she went to the same high school I went to, even though she was much older, and that her ex-husband played professional basketball overseas. So she totally understood what I was going through. But I told her I don't want a dishonorable discharge, which is equivalent to a felony in civilian life on my record. I already raised my right hand and all that stuff. She goes, "No, she goes, I'll let you in on a secret. That only happens when you're at boot camp. You're not at boot camp yet. So, but you risk of never being able to join, for armed services ever." So I went ahead and took that risk and ended up playing in the PBA. Yeah. So.
That's right. Okay, you were the third pick overall.
Yeah. So you knew already that
somebody
pick you.
What's that?
You already knew that Pop Cola was going to pick you with their.
I didn't know at the time. So there was 2 guys that worked me out. One was Ron. The first one was Ron Jacobs. That was my first encounter with Ron Jacobs. He was representing San Miguel at the time, and I'd already been hearing rumors about Danny. I'd been hearing Danny Ildefonso this, Danny Ildefonso that, right? And then I was also hearing a kid by the name of Noy Castillo because Bobby Rios represented him. So he goes, "It can go either way." And so after that workout with Ron Jacobs in Los Angeles, I flew back up to the Bay Area because I was staying with briefly staying with my girlfriend at the time, and she was still in college. And up there on the St. Mary's campus, Coach Norman Black, that's where I met Coach Norman because he was representing Pop Cola. He came out to work me out. And the truth is, I felt so much more comfortable around Coach Norman than I did Coach Ron Jacobs. Ron Jacobs reminded me so much of my college coach, But I felt a lot more. Things went smoother with Coach Norman. And he said, "Look, if they don't take you at number 1 or number 2, we're going to pick you up." And sure enough,
and that's what happened. That's right. That's exactly what happened. And of course, during that opening, this is a memory from fan. I remember you danced Men in Black. Do you remember that? That was your opening. That was your first season.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we rehearsed for that and everything. They had us rehearse.
You gotta love the way the fans remember all these things, right? These
I love it, man. Keep it coming. I love it.
There is one memory though. There is one memory that I being the curious sportscaster in 1998, that you would actually cut your socks because they were exceeding your shoes. You remember that, Ali? You would be.
I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. I did.
You didn't like those high socks? Yeah.
You didn't like them.
I guess I like the sleek look. I didn't want the socks to stick. I don't know. But Coach Norman, he was giving me Burlington. Remember, he has that contract with Burlington.
Yeah, Burlington basketball.
He would hook me up with socks. He hooked me up with a lot of Burlington socks.
Man.
And he saw what I was doing, and he's like, that was it. He never gave me socks ever again after that. Yeah.
No, but I know the story though that somebody did give you socks. That was your girlfriend would send you the socks that you didn't even have to cut anymore.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't know, but yeah.
But Ali, so you got here. You played in the PBL. Obviously, the PBA is a little bit higher level of competition. There's some big guys as well. What were your impressions? Who immediately impacted you? Who impressed you among the local players in the PBA?
Wow. I'm trying to remember here. The guys that stuck out to me in the PBL. PBL, right? PBL or
PBA already.
PBA already? Oh man.
Yeah.
Going into it, right? You're just arrogant as hell, man. You think because you're from the States, no one should ever give you a problem. But I found out real quick, actually in practice, the first practice, that I'm playing. Not only am I playing against grown men, I'm playing against grown men who are making money. It's a whole nother ball game, right? But I'll start off with my team, high school. My rookie year, Pop Cola. The first two people that I noticed right off the bat, as far as locals go, Boybits and the Aerial Voyager, man. Because I'd already seen Verhel Meneses play when I was in the PBL. Of course, it's different when you're out there trying to guard them, and that's when I was like, you know what, these guys can play. I got to come with it, right? I also, it's all coming back to me now. So again, in the PBL, watching a doubleheader at Araneta Coliseum, I remember watching Nelson Asaitano. And I remember saying, what the hell is this guy, man? This guy's, he's knocking down 3-point shots. He's crossing people over. He's getting to the basket, elevating over it. This is a young Nelson, okay? Young Nelson. And he's letting everybody know about it, right? So, and then I remember Bobby taking me to a shell practice. And that was my first glimpse of Benji Paras. I remember seeing Terry Saldana there. This is 96. I remember Terry Saldana. I remember Jolly Escobar. Those three. I was focusing on the bigs because I knew those guys were my competition.
Right.
Yeah. But everybody on every team that played my position was tough as a 22-year-old trying to figure out my way in the PBA. And what I realized is these guys were very, very skilled. My first ever debut game, I got a glimpse of Danny Ildefonso. Because again, you're arrogant, you're confident, you want to prove to everybody. You're thinking, man, Danny, I should have been number one pick, right? But you have to think that way in order to be a successful professional. You have to be a shark. And
that's right.
I'm like, how the hell is he the number one pick? But then I'm out there on the court with him, and I'm like, now I know why he's the number one pick. and I didn't believe he was 6'6". I'm like, there's no way he's 6'6".
Yeah.
He's 6'4". He's 6'6". But again, I realized off the bat that there was a lot of work that I needed. It didn't help that my girlfriend at the time was like, can I give you some honest, constructive criticism? I kept getting called for travels. Remember that? I kept getting called for travels.
Yeah.
For a time, I struggled out on the perimeter. In the post, I was okay. But out in the perimeter, and that was the biggest adjustment because a lot of the bigs, Alvin Patrimonio, Nelson, Danny Ildefonso, Victor Pablo, they're used to taking you out on the wing or isolating you because of illegal defense and attacking you. I had to get used to that. So it was a big adjustment for me. I can't pinpoint one player, but I did give you Jerry Cordinera with all this up and under moves. right?
Right.
I wasn't used to all of that. I was used to 6'10" hook shot. I wasn't used to all these shifty moves and the up and under. Marlo Aquino with the, what do you call that shot? The under.
Jolens.
The Kili shot.
Yeah. And then I got, we play Alaska, and I'm like, now I know why these. Can I cuss? I can cuss.
Yeah.
I know why these motherfuckers are the champs. I'm like, who the hell is this Wino guy, man? I can't move his ass out of the goddamn pee. I lift weights every day. What's going on? And then Bong Hawkins he just kind of moves at his own pace, but somehow he's getting past you. Somehow he's beating you, right? So I was like, okay, I got my work cut out for me. I got need to really hone in on my skill set, everything. Right. Then I got Noli Loxin, the tank, who, some of these guys I mentioned, you guys can agree. I think they can play in today's game because they're able to put the ball on the floor. They can knock down 3-point shots. If Noli wants to knock down a 3, he can knock down a 3. These guys were so versatile and they move so well. Nelson, Danny, Noli, just off the top of my head, I think those guys can play in today's game.
Right. I have a question, though. I mean, you're a rookie in the PBA. You're the number 3 overall pick. No one's ever heard of you before. So who welcomed you into the PBA? Who gave you your first shot?
Did anyone even try?
Did everybody? Yeah.
First shot.
Who gave you your first shot? Say, I want to take this guy.
Who tried to hit you hard? And
he was playing for Shaw at the time.
Yeah. Welcome to the PBA, rookie.
Jay Mendoza.
Okay.
You already know.
Yeah.
And we're fraternity brothers. So every once in a while, we'll contact each other and say hello. It's been a long time, though.
Yeah.
So this is my 3rd game, I think. We're playing against Shell. I'm in the game. He checks into the game. And I'd already been warned about Jay from Coach and some of the other players. So I'm already focused on him. So I'm running on offense. I'm running down the sideline on offense. And he's backpedaling right in front of me, but he's extra close. And he just gives me an elbow to the face. Made sure that the referee wasn't looking. So I just ignored it. And he's still trying to elbow me underneath the basket. So finally I grab his arm. And he's like, he goes, he's pointing to the ref, look. That was my first.
How annoying, right? How annoying. He's hitting you, and then he tells the referee you're holding him.
And then
mind games.
Between Marlu and Nebra, right? Jaworski's coaching this. Marlu, Benny Chang. What this is right here, guys. I have a piece. I don't know if it's cartilage that was knocked loose, and it's still loose. It still floats around underneath my eye socket because of him.
That's a Benny Chang.
Because of Benny Chang. Yeah.
Wow.
And Terry Saldana.
Oh yeah.
Very strong physical.
Welcome me. They all welcome me. I saw stars when Marlu clocked me one time. He this was in the Arnetta Coliseum back then when the Arnetta was green and yellow. Remember that? Yeah. I remember going up. He just clobbered me, and it was the first time I've seen stars.
Right. So they were testing you, man. They were testing you for sure.
Yeah.
No. There was this one story. I was actually doing this game. You remember this, Ali? We were Dumaguete. You guys were playing Pop Cola versus Mobiline at the time, and Gabby Cui hits you. You're down, and then you remember this game.
I remember.
Ali wanted to kill Gabby Cui so much that the 3 referees were on top of him. He had 4 other teammates on top of him, and Ali was still moving forward. And I asked Gabby at the end of the day, he thought he was going to die. He saw his whole life flash in front of him. You remember that game, Ali?
I remember that. And that was.
And I'm telling you, Gabby didn't mean it. It was all an accident. That's Gabby.
Dude, before that game, after the game, and we always had friendly encounters, Gabby and I, But it still happens some more. I think when he ended up on Red Bull in the early 2000s, same thing happened. But it was a tune-up game. Same thing.
That's the way he plays. He's a pretty rough player. But look at this. Look at Dennis Espino trying to undercut you here, pretending to look up. But he's actually.
I didn't even know what he was trying to do until I saw this photo. I'm like, oh man, Dennis.
You knew that. There's some bad faith there for sure. He's backing up under you for sure.
Oh man, yeah.
But you probably made that shot anyway because as we mentioned, you were always a high percentage shooter. You and I talked about this over some beers a few years ago, and you just had that luck of being a high percentage shooter throughout your career. And I was looking at your numbers too.
Very fortunate.
I'm just curious, Ali. You didn't mention Dennis earlier, but yeah, could you just talk about how tough that matchup was?
Dennis was he was one of my toughest guards, man. Because the guy was so fundamentally sound. He was also very strong, And what Gerard Francisco, when we were teammates at Coca-Cola, later on, he used to tell me he doesn't lift weights. I'm like, how the hell does he not lift weights? Guy's like just strong. I can't. Yeah. There's nothing you could do with that guy. I mean, he was one of my tougher matchups. Whenever
he's just country strong.
I would just be like, oh hell, I got to deal with this guy.
Speaking of all these scuffles and things like that, there's a nice comment here. Ask Ali about the James Yap versus Terrence Leather incident when you played the ball. I remember you came and you hugged him. You had to be there because he was gonna kill James Yap after that sucker kick.
I actually, what happened after that game? So I go to Makati by myself. It's all over the newspapers. I didn't realize it was all over the newspapers. And I don't know if some of the fans or some of the people that were reading the newspapers in a cafe, I don't know if they thought I was Terrence Leather. But I was getting hard looks, man. Like I was in the I don't know if it's a Starbucks. Remember CPK, Glorietta 3?
Yeah.
It used to be like the record store, but then they turned it into something else. I went in there to get like a Frappuccino or something like that. And I'm waiting, and man, they're reading the papers, and I can see what they're reading, and they're just like looking at me like, what the hell? I thought after that game, I thought for sure I'm going to get suspended. I thought I was going to get in a lot of trouble, but it was really bizarre because I ended up getting sportsmanship of the year award. That was weird. It was very.
You were just trying to play.
You just escalated it. You were trying to stop it.
I was trying to stop it, but I also did hit or push somebody too. So I was,
No, but he was really going to kill James Yap if he got to James Yap.
Terrence, Terrence was the real deal, man. Terrence was not a guy that you wanted to, you don't want to get on his bad side. He was
even his last name Leather. Come on, man, why are you messing with a guy named Leather?
Yeah, he was the real deal. Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Right. So by your second, third season on Pop, you're used to the PBA and you're doing your thing at the low post with all these big guys. Yeah, you get transferred. You go over to Alaska. The trade was you and John Ordonio for Johnny A and Pochuino, one of the guys you couldn't move. You said at the post. So there you are, now in an Alaska uniform. What was that like? Suddenly you're playing under Tim Cohn, and it's a different system for sure. You guys, were you happy?
I was triangle.
I was excited. But I was also like, man, I got some big shoes to fill because they were gutting that nucleus that won all those championships. Joe Lass had already left to Pop Cola. We played with each other for a little bit. And then to have Johnny and Poch, and then later on, Bone Hawkins ended up getting traded to Federal Express at the time. It's a lot, and obviously they were going to revamp, but I had some of the best conversations with Coach Tim Cohn, before and after practice. That's where I learned a lot about the mental aspect. And he was one of the first coaches to tell me to just, relax and enjoy what you're doing. Because I don't think I was really enjoying what I was doing. I was putting so much pressure on myself. He said, I want you to go out there and just, relax, take in and enjoy the moment. And I appreciated that because a lot of his philosophies came from Tex Winter and Phil Jackson. Same with Coach Chuck Reyes later on. And I could see what he was trying to do. And he'd also give me books. He gave me, he said, there's a library, my mini library here. If you want to read any books, go ahead and borrow it from me, and bring it back when you're done. So I really, that was the biggest take from being an Alaska ace was that. having those moments with Coach Tim Cohn and just maturing as a basketball player. I wish we could have won more championships, though. I just, that's one of my biggest regrets, while I was there.
Yeah, but you said you were playing in a triple post system when in high school. So when you got to Alaska, that should have been an easy transition for you to get into the triangle. I mean, was it as hard as it looked getting into the triangle offense of Tim Cohn?
Not really, because Coach Chuck Reyes started running his own version at Pop Cola towards the end of my stint there. So I was very familiar with the movements. And then I already knew that when I got traded that I was heading over to Alaska. They run the triangle offense. So I started, doing my own homework while watching the Lakers and the Bulls, just trying to visualize, looking at guys like Luke Longley and Dennis Rodman, right, or Horace Grant, whatever, and watching how they moved, and the guys that were there, like James Walkfest, Don Aliato, they were there to just help me get into the right proper positions. And then, Coach Tim Cohn was probably, he's just one of the best coaches I've ever played for in my entire life. It just getting me to see the game from different perspectives, different angles. I can't say enough. It's just amazing. It was amazing.
And looking at this lineup, this is also a very loaded version of the Alaska Aces.
Yeah.
Back then, it's Mike Cortez, right?
Mm-hmm.
And John Rodrigo, 31.
Yeah.
Besides Tim Cohn, yeah.
Yeah, we had Brandon Kablai, Richard
Duat.
was on.
Rob Duat, Richard Del Rosario, EJ File, Mix Noble.
Yeah, it was a talented squad. Too bad we're just knuckleheads.
Eugene, that's Eugene Tejada, right? Isn't that Eugene Tejada?
Yeah. We just some of our practice players. Alvin Castro was one of our practice players.
Yeah. He's in front of
Don Camaso.
Don Camaso, right? I forgot that he played for Alaska.
I'm saying, guys,
and
we
of course,
more.
your buddy Aliado.
Yeah,
you hit it off real quick with Don Aliado when you moved over to Alaska. What was that like, gravitating to one of the knuckleheads? I guess one of the biggest knuckleheads there.
I didn't think I was going to like him, because the year before that at Pop Cola, like during the timeout, walking back to our bench, there was a little back and forth between me and some of the aces. So I picked up the ball and threw it at the back of his head. So I didn't know how that was going to, but I've been told this many times, like oftentimes the person that you don't like, that you compete against, oftentimes you guys more than likely are going to get along. And that's exactly what happened. We realized we had the same twisted sense of humor.
Exactly.
That trumps everything.
Exactly.
I was witness to that. Yeah.
So was I.
I think after you threw the ball,
giving me a hard time.
He decided he wanted to be your friend.
Yeah, he's trying to get under my skin with this whole political stuff. I think he just does it on purpose just to piss me off. So he likes to get. He got me going the day before yesterday. I was yelling in my house because he pissed me off.
I've been with the two of them a couple of times, and it's really funny the way you go back and forth.
Same here.
And you just watch, right? You just watch them do it, and you just enjoy it.
Yeah, you know what he used to do? I'm wearing a live coverage for a game.
Yeah.
He's got second game. Or in some cases, he doesn't even have a game. He's just there. And he starts approaching while I'm in mid-sentence trying to do a live broadcast. Ask James Velasquez. James couldn't stop laughing. And so he's walking up, excuse my language, messing with me while I'm trying to concentrate. And I'm at the point trying to swing at him, because without making too much noise and making it obvious, and James is just laughing his ass off, right? He's trying to hold in his laughter because he's covering the game. But yeah, it's stuff like that. I don't know what his problem.
Don's one of those guys you're really close to, but you had a lot of solid friends in the PBA, right, through the years.
Oh yeah. I mean, these guys.
I've seen some comments, Dorian Pena, and some other guys that you were friends with, of course, and you would tell me before who you were tight with. Jared, of course, Jimmy. Guys,
Nick
right?
Velasco,
Nick, you
De
and
La
Nick.
Cruz.
Oh yeah. Nick and I we speak almost every day. Nick and I. He's up there in the Bay Area, and I'm over here.
We're gonna get him on the show soon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna contact him.
Yeah, Tony De La Cruz too. You developed a relationship with Tony De La Cruz.
We did. And the last time I spoke to him, we were talking about basketball skills training and all that stuff, because he's in Los Angeles, and he'll come out here from time to time, especially when the SBP is out here. So all those organizations, Fill Out Nation Select, Makbo, they all show up, and I think Tony works for one of those organizations.
Salamat kay Django Arce for watching, as usual. And then look at this photo. Of course, we got to talk about this guy. You and he were very much intertwined through the years in one way or another.
Yeah, Aussie.
You just see the photo, you're laughing already.
Because you guys just don't know, man. The first time I saw Aussie was in Las Vegas, interestingly enough, and it was one of those spring tournaments post season, and he was playing for a Slam and Jam league, very similar to AAU, and I was playing for ARC, and I remember seeing him out there on the court, and he came off the bench actually, and I just remember how big he was, and I was watching him play defense, and he was challenging shots, and I was like, "Damn, this dude's huge," And that was my first glimpse of Aussie. And then later on, a couple of years later, to our college years, he actually took me on a recruiting. When I went to go visit Cal State Bakersfield, he was there, and by this time they were back-to-back Division II champions, so they were the kings of Bakersfield. And he took me out, and it was, let's just say that I didn't play very well the next game, the next day, because we just had a night out like you wouldn't believe, man. I mean, I look back on that, and I hope he doesn't get mad, but it was one of the best trips I've ever had in my life. Right? So we, defending NCAA champs, they're letting us free in the bars and stuff like that, clubs, whatever. He's in a brown Cadillac, something out of a Snoop Dogg video, right? That was style back then. This is 1994, 1995. So big, long brown Cadillac. He's driving. We're cruising through the city, and there's nothing but ball players in the back, all brothers, right? And we were altered, just altered. That's all I'm going to say. Alcohol plus altered. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. This is, I want to say it's like a predominantly white neighborhood that we're in. And he's driving, seems like, I'm in the passenger seat. I'm driving I'm shotgun. If you'd imagine, I was like 265 pounds back then, bald headed, just huge. And he's who he is.
He's big.
He's blasting the music loud. Some of the brothers in the back are like, some of them are awake, some of them are passed out, and seems like we're driving 5 miles per hour down. Just blasting, and I'm like, for sure, we're going to get in trouble. Someone's going to pull us over. We're going to get in trouble. Someone's going to call the police. He had a quarter or something, a nickel in his mouth that he was sucking on. I'm like, what is that? He goes, in case I get pulled over, the copper and the nickel will offset the breath test that the team gives me. You understand, man? We're young, we're invincible, you know.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah, I remember.
Funny guy. Assie's a
That's what
funny
I'm
guy.
saying. Aussie was more physical back then. He was throwing bodies around. Somehow he had to adjust his game in the Philippines, but in the States, man, you didn't want to get around him because somebody go flying, like someone that's 6'8", 230 pounds, seen flying. You know, he was much more physical, you know, than he was in the PBA. Yeah, that's the one that's and then. Oh, I'm not done yet. We pull up to a Jack in the Box at the end of the night. We pull up to a Jack in the Box, right? That same night, Jack in the Box is open 24/7. So
I miss
there's a
Jack in the
guy
Box. Yeah.
answering the, you know, he pulls up. Aussie's like, "Hey, why don't you give us some free food? You know who I am?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I don't know who." He gets out of the car, right? All 6'10" of them gets out of the car, and he's just towering over this poor guy looking out the window saying, "I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. Who are you?" He goes, you don't know who I am? I play for the Los Angeles Lakers. He goes, "You play for the Lakers?" He goes, "Yeah, I play for the Lakers." And we're all laughing in the car. He goes, "You don't know who I am?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I'm Vlade Divac."
He said that.
So give us some free food. I'm a Laker. I'm a Laker, right? I don't remember too much. Like, I don't remember if he did give us free food or not. I don't. But that was my first time ever hanging out with Aussie Taulava. And of course, I see him again a few years later in the PBL for Blue Detergent.
Yeah.
That's the backstory as far as Aussie.
Yeah. So you go back a long way. You and Asi.
I am
No,
gonna
I mean,
curate
if you had
that.
Eventually get traded for each other, but
Yeah,
so what happens
I know.
next?
I'm gonna curate
You're
that
play-
story. Put up the video of that clip. Yes.
Yeah. No, but then
Is it getting
eventually.
dark here, guys? Is it getting dark? Do I need more light?
Oh no, you're
No, you're
lighting's
fine.
fine.
You're fine. You're
Let me
fine.
know.
Lighting's fine.
All right.
Eventually, you
Let's
move
go.
from Alaska. After
Yeah.
having fun with Alaska, you get a couple of awards here and there, and then you transfer to Coca-Cola. Let's go to the next
Mhm.
photo, please, Carla. So you go to
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, and and I remember that trade. That was really big news because it was a 2-on-2 trade. It was you and John Arrigo for Jeff Carriazo and Raydon Hugnatan. So you guys
That's right. Yeah.
traded for each other, and there you are with Pokwang. Pokwang was your muse.
Yeah.
And then some of these guys, you tend to forget them already, and you realize they were pretty good PBA players back in the day. You got
They were.
Kalima who could hit all those jump shots,
Mhm.
and is that Ron J? Buenafe? Yeah, that's Ron J. Buenafe.
Yeah.
Of course, KD
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and Mark Telan with the shades, right?
Mark Talon in the back. Yeah.
Telan.
When I got there, I think they had already made plans for Coach Chut, even though it wasn't expressed to us yet. I think Coach Chut seemed like he was on his way out because he was with the Sam. Remember, Coca-Cola was under the San Miguel umbrella at the time, so I think they had already made plans to make him the national team head coach, and that's what would eventually happen in that same conference. But getting traded, man, I understood why. And that was part of the growth part. I don't think I was responsible enough when I was at Alaska. And, that's one of the things that's kind of hard for me because when I look back on that, if I was just a little bit more mature, I could have really helped the team a lot because we were all a bunch of young guys. Most of us were Filipino Americans. And, but I understood why I got traded. I understood why. I can't speak for John, but I understood why I got traded. And I just, I wasn't being the player that I should have been for Coach Tim Cone. And so I got shipped off to Coca-Cola. And then I think a conference later, Coach Chut left. He left the organization to coach the national team, and he would eventually coach San Miguel. And remember, they had made 4 consecutive finals appearances, won 2 out of the 4. Woody Hatfield was off to Inebra. Same with he's still playing now, by the way. That's kudos to him.
Rafi Rivas.
Rafi, right? Billy Marmaril, Inebra, Johnny Abriantos, Inebra. We were just getting gutted, and yeah, man, it was tough. It was tough, and I held on for as long as I could, and finally I just couldn't take it anymore, and I requested to be traded.
Right. But when you were in Coca-Cola, you got traded together with a fellow named John Arrigo, and then I know you have a John Arrigo story for us.
John Arrigo, he also is a member of that twisted sense of humor, right? We all had the same weird sense of humor. And what I liked about John Arrigo is he remembered lines from movies, mostly like gangster movies. And he would just, like I'm trying to be serious with him, having a serious conversation. And he would answer like a line from Carlito's Way. And we all just started laughing, right? He was just one of those cats.
Yeah.
And he was always reading books like about deception. What the hell are you reading, man? Why are you reading all this stuff? It's just, he's so like one of his favorite books was what's the one movie where the paintings, whatever. I think Pierce Brosnan played the character, stealing paintings or something.
Thomas Crown Affair.
Crown Affair.
Yeah, he read the novel. I guess there's a book. I walk into the locker room. He's reading these books about mystery and being deceptive and all. What the hell? What's wrong with this guy?
No, I remember, Ali, you told me some John Arrigo stories. I don't think we can tell them here.
Yeah. Me too.
Same here.
John is in a good place now. He remarried. His wife really. He's going to church more. He's been doing that for the longest time.
Awesome.
He told me about that when during the pandemic. And he just seems like he's working on that 180. So
okay,
that's
awesome. Good for him, man. Good for him.
He's making a name for himself in the UAAP.
Yeah.
Or did.
Yeah.
I think he's got the way ready from UE, but
That's right. Eventually, so Coca-Cola, that was a couple of years stint. But then, when people talk about Ali Peak nowadays, it's obviously TNT that they associate you with, Talk and Text and TNT. So eventually you move to TNT, but you get traded for that guy you were in the picture earlier.
Yeah.
So let's go. Next photo, please, Carly. Talk and Text. There you go. You got Rob Reyes and Al Jamal and Mac Cardona and all these guys. And that was a strong team, man. And Yancy De Ocampo, why is he wearing the
What's Ren with the hat on? What is that?
I know.
Playing golf or something?
Jack Chia, I don't know, man. This is a more recent picture of Jack Chia, I think, because he wasn't that thick back then. Right?
Whoever curated this.
Jack Chia at the bottom left.
Yeah.
Who's the import beside the Lau?
He was our import at Coca-Cola.
T. McLary.
Remember him?
Is that T?
No.
Rashad Bell. Yeah, out of Boston.
Yeah,
University.
Rashad Bell.
Boston University. But he only played with us for one conference, the second half, because I think we had gone through two imports prior to him. I want to say Tyrus Wade, and then there was a guy from the University of Massachusetts, and then Rashad Bell came in. That was 2009, but it was the second conference. Remember, we only had two conferences back then.
Right.
So we found the All Filipino, and then the second conference. I think we ended up losing in I think the first round or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Fiesta Conference, right?
Yeah.
I know you're close to a lot of these guys, and we did talk about it. But most of the guys that we mentioned that you were close to were mostly Phil Amps as well. Did you become close to anybody who was born and raised here in the Philippines? And did you hang out with any of these guys?
Just Don. Don Aliato. Yeah, and then Don was the one introducing me to a lot of local players as well. Mm-hmm. I got really close with Mac Cardona. Mark, you know, he's another guy. Like I'd say, you know, I talked about that weird sense of humor. Mark is part of that team as well. And Mark and I used to room a lot. We'd be like, hey man, hey, who's your roommate? Oh, him. No, be my roommate. Be my roommate. So we would do a lot. Especially when we were overseas, like in Serbia or Italy, we roomed a lot, and we used to have a lot of, you know. I hope the guy, you know, I hope you know, he finds his way. I know
he's been in some stuff lately.
But you know, when we were teammates, we roomed a lot together, and I got to know him very well. We till this day, I think we're still pretty good friends. And it's funny because the last time I saw him, again during the pandemic, he rolled up on me. I think I just got through coaching St. Benilde, so I'm walking across the street from the practice facility, and he pulls up in his SUV. He's like, "Hey!" And then I turn around, I look at him, he looks at me, and we just start laughing. And I already know what he's laughing about. It's kind of explicit, what an inside joke, right? And it was after we won the championship, my first championship with TNT in 2009, and it was his first ever championship. And we were in the club, and I'm like, Mac, you know, we're celebrating in the club, and I go, Mac, we're drunk already. I go, how do you feel? And he's like, you know, I can't say it here, but funny as hell. And I'd always start off that line, right? And anyway, we don't have to say anything to each other when we see each other. We just start laughing because we already know what we're laughing about. And it could be 10 years from now, we'll still do the same thing.
Yeah, there was one season with TNT that I thought Mac Cardona was the best player in the league. I really he and Ren were there together, and he was really outshining Ren, and he was just hitting every shot, hook shots from 12 feet.
100%. Yeah,
he was so good. I don't know why he wasn't in consideration when they announced the candidates for the best player or something like that. I said, wow, why isn't he there?
He should have been. You know,
he was really good.
Photo, I think this was in Qatar. I think TNT.
It was, yeah. This is when I came back to TNT.
Yeah, your second go around after your short Santa Lucia stint.
We couldn't find a photo.
That was another interesting experience.
Yeah, exactly what happened there. I mean, you know, all of a sudden you get traded. It was a big trade because that was the Kelly and Ryan thing, right?
Okay.
And then suddenly you find yourself at Santa Lucia. You were traded with a bunch of other guys. If I'm not mistaken, this is what happened. You were traded with Velasco, Escobar, Minor, and Al Jamal for Kelly and Ryan. And I don't know if there's cash or some draft picks or whatever. But basically, that's what happened.
Trade, yeah.
And then you go to Santa Lucia. You're playing there for a really short bit.
Yeah.
And we can't even find a photo of you in a green uniform.
Oh, you don't need to.
And then suddenly you're back. Yeah, tell us, shortly about your short stint with Santa Lucia.
It was rough, man. But again, you take the lessons and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, okay, now I know. First of all, it caught us completely off guard. Mm-hmm. We have a team building, Architects does, in Punta Fuego. We're leaving the next morning. I get a phone call from Nick Velasco that night saying, hey, man, did you hear what happened? I go, oh, what's about to happen? I go, what do you mean? He goes, we're going to get traded. I go, what? Yeah, you, me, Pong, for Kelly and Ryan. I'm like, oh, shit, to where? Santa Lucia, obviously Santa Lucia. And, as many championships as Santa Lucia's won, the overall consensus is you just don't want to go there. You don't. And I never understood why, because I was never there physically. But so now I'm on these shuttle buses, these buses on the way to Punta Fuego, and everybody's acting like nothing's wrong, right? Like people that are in charge of this trade, carrying on like everything is cool. But I already know, right? And I just have a horrible feeling about it. And we get to Punta Fuego, and I'm so wrecked about it, guys. Yeah, I understand it's a business, but when you've been with a group of gentlemen for a very long time and you have success and you form bonds with each other, it's really hard, man. It's hard on your psyche. And I remember just not having a good feeling at all and waiting for the news to drop. And then I remember anger started to take over. And so after dinner, the bosses wanted to meet with them, right? And so I'm like, man, fuck that. Sorry, my lane. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm going down
No one's screening us here.
back to my room, and that's what I did. I went back to my room and I ordered like a case of pale pilsen and just started drinking, downing it. The utility guys kept coming down occasionally, like, Ali, you got to go upstairs. You got to go. The boss is there. I go, I don't give a shit. Get out of my room. And just kept drinking, And I was really upset about it. I was really upset. And the next morning, I'm hungover like you wouldn't believe for breakfast. And I'm eating my breakfast. Coach Chut sits down in front of me. And he goes, by now, I think you've already heard what's going on. I'm not even answering. And I think he read that I was upset about it. And he said, we want to execute this trade, but we're going to bring you back for the following conference. I didn't believe a word he said, man. I did not believe. So the rest of that trip just went downhill there. And they were talking about Moralco taking over.
Yes, that's what happened there.
I don't want to be a part of an expansion team. We all know what happens with expansion teams. You're shitty for like the next 5 years, like that's, I was just in a bad way. Plus, I found out that my significant other we just weren't working out. I had to put my dog down, so there was a lot going on. But anyways, that team was getting gutted. Getting back to Santa Lucia was getting gutted. The different, and then so it was just all around bad. You didn't know what was going to happen. You just didn't know what was going to happen to you the following conference. Will you even have a job, right? So I remember watching film. Sorry, man, I'm taking too long.
No, go ahead.
I remember watching. We were in the room. Coach Boy. I felt bad for Coach Boyette too, because that's a tough position that he was put in. Right, he has to still somehow manage to keep the team motivated and get them to keep winning. But at the same time, bits and pieces of the team is just getting traded off, into wherever. But I remember watching film of myself against Talking Tex, and I just saw that I wasn't explosive. I couldn't run very fast. I was so disgusted, and that's when I said, you know what, I got to get my ass back in shape, and I need to put in more work, and that's exactly what I did. So whatever happened the following conference, I wanted to make sure that I was more than ready. I was more than ready, and then luckily, by the grace of God, they traded back for me, back to Talking Tex, and we all know what happened. So what I'm saying is, I'm not bitching here. What I'm saying is that, there's always lessons to be learned, and you got to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, okay, yeah, this is what they did, but what did you do, or what did you not do, right? Mm-hmm. So that was my motivation.
Yeah, that's all clear now, right? When you look back at everything, there are lessons to be learned. But when you were undergoing that certain stage, you were pissed off and angry and all of that. So. Yeah, but then this happened. You get back to TNT, and then you got trophies, and you start winning again, and then the team's changing. Of course, Jimmy's there, and then before you know it, Jimmy's not there, and then things happen. But like I said, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, the run of yours that TNT did late 2000s up to the early 2010s. I think that's one of the more underrated
championship runs. That core.
Yeah, you were winning every so often.
Yeah, you almost won a Grand Slam. You're just denied by Petron
Yeah,
in your last
Yeah.
conference.
And this is the one. I think that's the Petron right there on the left.
Yeah.
We didn't win that. That would have been great. If we,
You won 3 consecutive all Filipino titles, right?
That's right. You got the big trophy.
yeah, we thought we were the shit, right? And then
Yeah, and you were because
San
you were.
Miguel was 5 in a row.
Yeah, then San Miguel comes and then does it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wanna
because
go
they got
back-
that big guy, man. They got the big guy.
Right.
So
I want to
hey,
go back a bit, Ali. This,
Sure.
this, of course, happened a long time ago, and I'm sure there's been some news already. But there was a time when you almost got killed.
Yeah.
You got to go back to that when you
were
got
gonna go
shot.
into that. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
about
Yeah.
2011. And in fact, I just want to say I had a regular group that would play in that
RFM.
place. And then we found out someone was asking, "Are you going to play this week?" No, they closed it. They closed it for a few days
Oh
because
wow.
of what happened to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
What's your
so-
recollection
just
of that?
Yeah, people are curious about that for sure.
Well, where do you want me to start? Is it what I think happened, or
Yeah,
No, just the incident. I mean, you were walking, then you get shot. I mean,
yeah, you were by your car, right?
Yeah.
yeah? So I walk out. I walked and on helicopter, right? The
Courtside reporter.
courtside report at the time. She was doing a story on John Aquino, and she invited me to come down there. So I went, right? And it's nighttime, so I walk her to her car, and she gets in her car and she takes off. I walk to my car, and I'm at the front door, the driver's side, adjusting my bag. I'm bent over, and that's when it happened. So somebody came up from behind, point blank range, and shot me in the back of the neck. And yeah, so you want me to go through the whole story, or just no?
Maybe a summary. Just a little,
Yeah.
the short version.
Yeah.
You said you've told this time and again, so
Yeah.
You know the story, yeah.
Yeah, I those are my kids. You can hear them right now. I'm just glad to be alive, man. Because I just think about all the people between now and even between back then and now. Even that whole year, like you'd see stuff on social media about a child doesn't make it, or a mother, whatever, a man or woman. That was the hardest thing that I struggled with. It's like, how did I survive and all these other people pass away, right? Yeah. Sort of like guilt kind of creeps in.
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah, and then just being paranoid. To this day, I don't like it when people are behind me, right? Walking behind me, and my spidey senses are always on. So and then when I go into restaurants, it's just automatic. I sit in a place where, even here, right, where there's no threat, I sit in a place
where you can see everything.
I can see the door, and I don't tell my family this, but I look for the exits, and that's something that the bodyguards told me, right? Especially when they were done with being, my detail, or me being their detail, right? So, but I had bodyguards 24/7 for the next 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
So they were they stayed at my house, right? It was crazy. It was crazy. But I just remember, I'll just tell you this. I remember coming back after being in the States, coming back in time for the semifinals. And I just remember being really excited, but at the same time, really fearful, because in my mind, they didn't get the job done yet, And I just remember Cuneta Astrodome, and just all the people in Cuneta Astrodome. you're trying to focus on the game, but at the same time, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, is this the last time I'm going to walk down these halls? Like, and it's before the game, that whole mentality, and then even after the game, just getting to the goddamn car. Remember how many people were out there during that time? Even at Arnetta Coliseum. I mean, it was just Patron, and it was between Patron and Talking Text. There was a storyline. I just remember how I felt during that time. Just real paranoid, and wondering if they're going to show up to my house or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure. And this is a question people are going to say, what a stupid question, maybe. But I've said, did you feel it? Did it hurt?
Yeah, I
Still
felt
in there, right? That bullet's still in you, right?
it's still there. It's still there. It's still next to my carotid artery. By
So
now
you can't take it out.
they can't. The doctor said, Dr. Legaspi is just an incredible doctor. He said, I can take it out, but I don't know what my instruments are going to touch. It could affect your nerve, your ability to taste, smell, swallow. So I said, no, just leave it in there. Yeah, leave it in there.
So do you have a certificate? Do you have a certificate every time you go through airport security or whatever? You have to show it.
No, he said you're not going to need that. Maybe the first couple of times, because the scar tissue forms a cocoon.
Okay. So
Around
it doesn't sound anymore. It doesn't trigger the.
Yeah. It actually happened when I first left the Philippines 2 weeks after the incident. I couldn't figure out. And then the security guards, man, the security guard are like, boss, sir, Bala, Salaub, right? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like,
what?
What? The damn alarm kept going off. I'm like, I took off my belt already. I'm taking off, Yeah.
Well, at least they knew, man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might not have been.
My question, was there any resolution on the case? I mean, did it just
Did you ever
stall?
catch the guy at all?
You're gonna have to talk to Boss MVP about that. I don't know. I kind of don't want to know. I don't know.
Okay, you can leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, you're alive now. You got a family now, so there's a lot to be thankful for.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And then
It's
let's just talk very quickly about this guy on the left.
Whew.
Oh, Eric.
Major pain.
Major pain. Yeah. It's another guy. He kind of reminds me of Ossie in the sense that we started to find out about each other. My first year in the PBA and his final years at Tanduay in the PBL. I used to watch him play on television. I was like, man, this guy's really good. I didn't realize how tall he was until I met him in person. I'm like, damn, this dude's huge. 6'6" without his shoes, 6'7". The cool thing about it is that Al Francis Chua was our assistant coach at Pop Cola my rookie year under Coach Norman, but he was also the head coach for Tanduay Rum. So they would practice before us, and I got a chance to watch these guys play, practice and play. I mean, Willie Miller was there. Jason Webb was there. No, sorry, not Jason Webb. Willie Miller, Mark Talon,
Alvin McBuntai, those guys.
Yeah, those guys. Eric was there. It was just, we're all in our young stages, man, like 21, 22 years old, just ready to take on the world, Yeah. He's in Florida now with his family.
Yeah. So he also used to have during the pandemic, right? He also used to have his own podcast here.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Yes, he did.
It was a successful one too.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't want to talk about basketball anymore. Remember during the pandemic, Sid, you asked me to write about my best conference or my best game or something. We tried to contact him, and he said no.
Yeah.
He's not in there.
He's done. It's over.
Hey, how about the bond with these old dudes? The Harvey Carey, Jared Dillinger. Oh, man.
Yeah, Harvey and I, we still, sometimes he'll come to Las Vegas for his son, Trey. Or actually both of them now, Trey and Harlem, they're competing in AAU basketball. We we remain in touch. He sends me messages all the time. Yeah, and then Jared, I think he went off grid or something. He lives somewhere in.
He's in Tacloban now or something.
No, he relocated to he relocated to Naga. That's
Naga,
where
Bicol, there you go.
his family. I think his wife is from there or something, but that's where they stay right now.
Yeah, but he's busy doing stuff. He's doing some crypto stuff and
Yeah. I mean, these guys, again, you form these incredible bonds with, and I think Talking Tex was my longest stint.
Mm-hmm.
The longest,
Yes.
the most years I've ever played with a team. Mm-hmm. So, and then Jimmy, that's an incredible story because, Jimmy, I watched Jimmy go through it, paying his dues in the G League for the Stockton Kings under Bobby
Jackson.
And then he was blessed for all the work that he put in with that contract as a player development coach. And then now it's funny though, because he called me up, talking about it. He said, looks like the smart umbrella is back on the table, because at this point he'd have been released from Sacramento. Mm-hmm. Doug Christie wants to bring his own people in, and so he's talking about selling the house in Sacramento, moving back to Los Angeles. I mean, it was all this stuff going on, and in between all of that was the offer to coach in Japan, talking smart, and then still trying to get into the NBA. And then all of a sudden, he's like, man, I'm leaving this Saturday. I'm like, what? It was like a Tuesday. I'm like, yeah, he goes, I got to sell this house. I got to do all this stuff. And so, I mean, again, going back to just the relationships that are developed through the years and all those crazy wars that you've been through and the bond off the court, it's never going to die. Never going to die.
That's right. And well, you guys went through some tough battles together, but then so that all ends. I remember the day when you were deciding you were going to retire. You started posting on social media and said, that this is it, and and then I guess you just feel it, right? You read your body, you listen to your body, and all of that. And what made you finally decide to hang it up?
Charlie, I broke my back. Otherwise, I would have kept.
Yeah.
I had a fracture in my L4, and I didn't realize I had a fracture. I couldn't get an MRI because of the bullet in my neck, and so all we could get was CT scans and X-rays, but it wasn't clear if I had a fracture or not. The only way they'd find out if I had a fracture is if I agreed for them to open me up, and so they said, you need a spinal fusion, and man, when you're told you need a spinal fusion and this is it, as an athlete, you're like, I don't think it's it. I think I can find a way around this, right? It's just the way you're wired. And I must have spoken to like 5 different back surgeons, four in the Philippines, one in Los Angeles. He handled he handled Dwight Howard's lower back, Gronkowski. You walk into his office. He's got all these jerseys of all the different sports there, and he said the very same thing the doctors in the Philippines said, and it was over, and went to my car and cried like a baby, because it's like, damn, it's over, and not to mention, I remember trying to get a rebound over Renadell in practice, and when you put yourself in the best position that you could possibly put yourself in to get the damn rebound, and mind you, Renadell's never gotten rebounds over me in all the years that we played, but this time I jumped as high as I could possibly jump, and I see this long arm of Renadell reach over my head and cuff the basketball and come down with it.
that told you something.
That's the signal.
He doesn't know this, but I remember it, and I'm like, I think we're done. We're done.
But when you were done, this happened.
Yeah,
This is one of
this
the things that
happened,
happened.
Among other
I mean,
things, you jump
these were fun
immediately into
times.
something else.
Yeah, these
right.
were fun times, Ali.
Huh?
Yeah, this is Sid's baby. This is Sid's baby, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. And I remember pitching this show to both you and Don over a few beers at Metro Walk. Yeah.
Don can never get on the same page. You can never get on. That. Yeah, man.
Oh, but you gotta agree, this was fun. I remember the birthday episode of Don Aliado, Ali. You're one crazy animal, man. We had a special guest on the show, and then
Yeah, go to the next photo,
Yeah,
Carla.
go to the next photo. Yeah.
And they say, "Hey, we got a special guest for you," and
There
here
it
she
is.
is. Yeah. Ali cooked this up. It took him 2 days to make this happen.
Don Aliado had no
What about
idea
this,
who
Ali?
the lady was, right?
no
Don
idea.
Aliado had no idea who she was,
Yeah,
right?
no, he's in the middle of an annulment.
He actually thought you were bringing in his ex-wife. You know that? The look on his face is he actually thought you were bringing in his ex-wife, right?
Yeah, that's right. He had that look on his face. Yeah, and you know what I liked about this? Was it Maria, right? Maria Osawa.
That's Maria Ozawa.
She was game. She was, remember that? She was 100%.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
No, I think her being game. I think that's known by everyone. I suppose.
How'd you get her in the first place? I mean, what kind of brain cells did you have to fry to make this happen, Ali?
I remember. I know that she was here.
Yeah, she would visit us in the production room. Remember during some games.
Really?
Yeah. I had a photo.
She had a
with her.
show. She had a show.
Here.
We had a picture, yeah.
Wow.
She was doing stuff on TV5, I think.
Something like that. I don't remember. Sid, I thought you got in contact with her, no?
No, this was your idea, Ali.
Maybe
Come
it was
on.
me. Maybe it was me.
Yeah, no, because Sid got her on his speed dial. So
I think it was TV5 that reached out to her manager.
TV5 it was because she was doing some work for TV5.
Okay.
I remember.
And
she would come by the production room. We had photos with her one time.
Yeah,
I had
Ali
no
got
idea.
her a card.
I had no,
Yeah.
Remember, Noel? I had no idea who she was, but then she came in. So you guys said take a photo. So I said,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right.
I believe LJ made that cake. LJ made that.
Oh yeah.
Cake.
Okay, yeah, because he had her lolly chick cake or something like that. Yeah.
But that she was cool, man. Wasn't she? She was really
Yeah,
good.
look at the smile of Noel, my gosh. She was so happy.
Yeah.
She brought a friend too, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I have that photo.
Crazy.
Yeah. That was
So
cool.
you got into
Then after
broadcasting, Noel.
Yeah, you got into broadcasting. Yeah.
Ali, tell us about that. I mean, jumping from the court to the court side. I mean,
Well, I wasn't expecting it. So my retirement party, Coach Chet, remember he was the boss in charge of TV5 at the time, right?
Right.
And he came up to me during the party and said, "Hey, would you like to be part of the broadcast booth?" And prior to that, I wasn't really thinking about it at all. And then I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And that's how it all started. That's how that journey started. Yeah. Next thing I know.
Photo. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's pictures of you broadcasting.
Next thing you know, you were saying, Ali. Next thing you know.
Oh, next thing you know, I'm in the production room at TV5, and then I'm doing my first broadcast.
That was with me.
Remember that? Yeah, this is out in that Arnetta Coliseum. I remember that on the left side. And this one is out in the province somewhere. Where were we at?
We're in Mayon. We're in Bicol. I mean, look at all of this five crazy guys.
You remember Roy?
Five crazy
Remember
guys.
Roy, our stat guy, right, Ali? Our stat guy in the back. He commented earlier. He was saying hi.
Oh yeah, tell my.
He worked with me last night. He was our guy last night. So.
Yeah. Ali was my roommate, I believe, this one, and he said, "Man, you snore." Couldn't sleep that night.
Do we travel anymore?
No, they don't send us anywhere anymore. It's all off tube, man. It's all off tube. It's not in venue.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
sadly.
Man. So wait, you mean no live coverage? Like you're not at the arenas?
No, we're not at the
all
arena.
off tube. All right.
Wow.
Studio.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
in the province, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. No more of those out of town. Those PBA on tour we used to do.
Yeah, well, look at these four clowns, Ali. I mean, I remember having lunch with the four of you, and we just ended up laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
Jolly's a
Ali and
funny
I,
guy,
Ali, we went to Davao, I think, together. We
Yeah,
had some
we
drinks
did.
with my
right?
fraternity brothers, remember? In
Yeah,
Davao.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
fun. Chuck, I
man.
think you were with Chuck Araneta. It was you and Chuck Araneta. It was me and Jolly Escobar, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had some fun. But what was the toughest thing about being an analyst on TV, or was it tough at all for you?
It was just man, relaxing. Just relax, and enjoy. Like I was always approaching it like a game.
Yeah.
The nervousness is there, right? Especially when the red light's about to go on. It's like,
And you were so funny because every timeout, let's say timeout, though, we go to commercial, you take off your head and say, was I doing okay? Did I say the right thing? That's how you would be every time, man. Every time.
Because you want to do.
There you go.
Yeah, that's cool. Just understanding you can't memorize everything. That was the thing. I was trying to memorize everything in the beginning. You can't do that. You gotta take the bullet points and just expound on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love passing it over to you. I'd love passing it over. I'd say something in Tagalog, and I know you understood what I said. And I'd look at you, and then you'd continue. You just you pick up on that, because we had to do the Tagalog part, right? And
That's right.
I had to balance
I
it.
was getting better, right? I was getting better at it.
And eventually you did take it seriously. You actually attended one of our classes.
Yeah.
And you actually, so we're all graduates of the same process now. And it's great.
I think I lectured there.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when
I learned a few things from
I
me.
remember there was one part of that exercise, or one part of that seminar where Ali had to say the generic name of a medicine, and he couldn't do it. I'm gonna give you it's phenylpropanolamine, chlorphenamine, maleate, and paracetamol, and he couldn't nail it.
Come on, man. I don't think a lot of people could nail that.
Everybody else did it except Ali. No, but what came out of that, man, you became really effective. I mean, you were breaking down games from a player's perspective, and that was like something that's pretty refreshing.
I think that was the biggest. Like that's also another challenge. You're trying to search for your own like niche, right? Your own, I guess, method or your own voice. And I just thought that would be a great. I could provide great insights. What must be going on in a player's head right now, especially if they struggled the game before, or what the coach might be talking about in the locker room. Because now that they're up 3-2, all they have to do is wrap it up with game 6 or whatever the case may be. What's the mindset going in? How do they approach it? So that was sort of my angle.
Now, obviously, from these photos, we've all spent some time with the Man Mountain outside of the court.
Yeah, this was at the restaurant, the ground floor of Launchpad before. Ali, we always used to hang out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, TV5 complex, right? There's a restaurant.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They serve really good pasta and.
Is it still there?
No, well, there's a restaurant there, but I think it's a different one now.
Different restaurant. They're always switching restaurants. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the original one shut down during the pandemic.
Dude, I missed it. I miss Manila, man. I miss the Philippines.
Ali, this was the conversation we had about the Star Wars franchise.
Okay. Yeah.
You remember us, it?
Remember this? Yeah.
Man.
You were very, very upset with the last.
I'm still mad. I'm still mad.
Yeah, you're still upset. Yeah, I remember you used to tell me about that too. And look at Sid there. Medyo bilog pa yung mukha mo rito.
Yeah,
Ventura. Look how round his head is over here. His face is.
I was a little overweight.
There were some photos. I didn't include them in the set. Ali, we were drinking beers at what's the name of that bar near my office with Aliado, and we used to hang out there.
I remember that. Yeah.
Moonshine, I think was the name.
Moonshine. Wasn't there like a player with you also?
Yeah, the guy from Qatar.
Yeah.
From some countries. Imad Kawash. He was with us, right?
They were bringing in
for Blackwater. He joined us.
That's right. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. That was fun, man.
Ooh, I want to go back.
You should visit, man. We're all waiting for you. You know, to come back.
Charlie, I'm gonna tell you, man. If I visit, I'm staying. I'm not coming back here. I'm not
No,
kidding.
which leads me to my next question. I mean, we were having a conversation the day before you left, and said, "I'm going." What led to that decision that you're suddenly packing your bags, taking
I
your family
remember.
with you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you messaged all of us. You messaged all
we
of us.
talked. I mean, we had a conversation and said, I can't believe you're leaving."
I know. I part of it is, our eldest wanted part of it. Okay, not the whole thing, but part of it was because our eldest wanted to know what it was like to go to school or go abroad, and she wanted to go to one of the European countries. I said, no, because I think she was 18 at the time, and I said no, or 17 at the time. I said no. Why don't we start off? Let's get our feet wet with the States first, and kind of dabble in that and see if you know. But also, I don't know. I also, on the other side of that, I don't know. I don't know why we came back out here. I really don't.
Is returning to the Philippines in the plans, or are you gonna stay there for a bit?
I want to go back now.
Does your wife want to
go back
come
now?
back?
Right?
Because like you told me the other day, LJ was so happy that Jimmy's coming back.
Yeah.
Is your wife the same? Does she want to come back, or does she like it there
jealous.
more?
I was jealous.
Royce had a career here.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like we talk about it. We just bought a house out here, but at the same time, we're just kind of looking at each other like, why the hell are we out here?
Well, maybe we'll see.
We all
got any offers? Were there any offers to be, like a big man coach or something?
Yeah, Jimmy's here.
No. I mean, I don't know. I see that's another plan in itself, right? Like that has to be planned out properly, and everything has to make sense. But the kids are happy with the schools that they're going to, making a lot of friends, but they can make friends in the Philippines.
Exactly. You came to the Philippines, right? You didn't know anybody.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I miss the Philippines. I really do, and I'm hoping, I'm putting it out there to the universe somehow, some way, we gravitate back. Really. Yeah. I'm not kidding, guys.
We'd love to have you back. Looking at this photo, this is Benil shot Atkinson and Paulo Layog right beside you. I've always wondered, that gentleman with the backpack. Did you ever find out what was in the backpack? Because he's always got the backpack on.
I don't know, Coach
even
Carl.
during the game. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just sort of his trademark. I don't know if it's a superstition thing, but he's still wearing that backpack.
He is still wearing that backpack.
Yeah.
It's starting to look heavier.
But he's one hell of a coach, though. He was coaching at one point. I think Willie Miller took over the job at Xavier, but he was coaching Xavier High School for the longest time and doing very well over there. But Coach T.Y. and Charles Chu were the coaches of this squad here. And I'm glad, that St. Benilde is not a team that people could just walk over anyway. Is Coach Charles still coaching Benilde?
Yeah. No, he's coaching.
He's a consultant. It's TY who's the head coach now.
Yeah.
Well, how are they doing now? How are they? Because I know they were in the finals at one point, right?
Yeah, they were in the finals last 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Last year they didn't do too well.
Final four.
Mhm.
They're always in the top four.
Yeah.
They're always competitive.
And that was always the goal, right? Like now, because when we took over that program, man, it was. It wasn't so bad. It was people you got the sense that people just didn't prepare for us at all. They're like, oh, it's Benilde. We don't have to prepare for them. Let's just go. We're going to beat them anyways, right? But yeah. So I'm glad
there was also that controversy before you guys came in, right? A couple of players, I think, that really set the program back a couple of years.
Oh, what happened?
I can't remember the name of that player.
This recent?
No, it's 12
before
years
you
ago.
came in.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, I remember that. I remember.
There's some shady stuff going on, but I forgot the name of the player who got involved. But Paulo something, I think.
Paulo's right beside No, I remember you talking about it. So that's Paulo Layug, by the way, the assistant coach. He's the king of analytics, as they call him.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, he was. I learned a lot from him too. I mean, he was also our video guy. And what I used to do, he used to wait for me. I would focus on the bigs of the other schools and just look at all their tendencies. Coaching is tough, man. You take it home with you.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I saw you coach. We were doing the FBA of Vince Hezon, and you were
Oh,
the
good.
assistant coach of Nick Velasco.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was, we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. But I think we did make it to the Final Four, right? I think
You had Jawad Purdy on your team, yeah.
Oh man, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
John Purdy.
Yeah. He was supposed to be
He's in the military now.
He did well in the D League, and there was talk about him, making waves in the PBA, right? I remember that guy. What's our next photo, by the way?
Yeah, next photo is, I think this is the last one. Yeah, that's you. You're on the court side doing some reports, and then there you are having fun on the right side. I don't know who's beside you.
So much fun, man.
It's not me. It looks like Chuck Araneta's hair. So
that might be Chuck. Yeah, it might be Chuck.
Yeah. Man, that was fun, guys. I really missed that. And so let me get this straight. You guys are no longer at the arenas covering games?
No, but arenas, yes, but not the out of town.
Out of town. Okay. All right, man. This is. Oh, you guys don't understand, man. This is like outside of basketball, man. This was just. It wasn't even work for me. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, you really enjoyed that. And then we would have those workshops right before the season started. They'd gather everybody together, and then the commissioner would talk to us. Remember? And then that was fun. Look at you in your jeans, man, because they're gonna take you just half of the TV. So you're wearing your jeans.
The pandemic did a lot to us, didn't it?
It did. It really affected a lot of the shit that we were doing. Yeah, we miss you on the coverage, man. And we could.
Hey, we miss you, period, man. I mean, it's like
guys, man. Oh man,
so much fun.
I know, crazy. We could go on for hours. I have a friend who's watching us, and she says, it's great conversations. You could go on for much longer, but I don't know, guys.
And we usually do. We usually do it with Ali. That's minimum 3 hours with Ali when we're outside.
Yeah, but we hope to see you, whether you're visiting or you're staying for good. I'm gonna tell Jay Mendoza later that you talked about it, and that he hit you hard, and then he pretended that you were the one pulling his arm. So what a guy that guy. He had a great episode that you should check it out.
Okay. I'll check it out.
And then, guys, pahabol question. Asan si
Sim? We're serving it for later on. He need to go number one, so he's okay.
Okay. So he's just taking a break. No, but should I proceed already to the
Yeah, go.
Okay, let's enter what we call the Twilight Zone, man. This is like the last 2 minutes of a game. So we have some segments on the Twilight Zone, and the first segment is brought to us by Tuminugan Farm. Up in the cool highlands of Bukidnon lies a hidden gem, Tuminugan Farm, home of Hinalaban Adlay and Hinalaban Coffee, other farm-to-table goodness. It's the perfect start to your Mindanao adventure. Look at that. So nice. Learn, sip coffee, or unwind in one of the cozy farm cottages. Discover the heart of sustainable living at Tuminugan Farm. Check that out. Why don't you visit? That's your private paradise at the heart of Bukidnon. Start your Mindanao adventure there today. Okay, this segment is called X's or O's, Ali. I have a list. I have a whole list of choices. You have to make a choice.
Okay.
Unless you really can't and you think, it's going to break your heart if you make a choice, you can say, okay, tie. But I hope the ties are minimal, okay? So you got to make it. You don't have to explain why you chose that certain choice, okay? Let's go number one. And I need to turn on the light because it's dark. It's about to rain. So I will turn on the light.
Ooh, you're right.
You still see too bright. Okay,
too much light.
There you go.
Okay.
Number one, Vergel Meneses or Kenneth Durendes?
Vergel Meneses.
Vergel. Okay, Meneses, because you said you really were impressed. How about Rudy or Eric? Eric Mack or Rudy Hatfield?
Wow, that's a tough one. I'll go I love you, Eric, but I'm gonna go with Rudy.
Rudy, okay. Yeah, because he congratulated himself, right? Remember that interview?
Yeah.
I say myself. That's what he said. Okay. Benji Paras or Asi Taulava?
Wow. Oh, I'll go with it. Benji was tough. I could only imagine what he was like when he was in his younger years. Because I got him. Remember, I got him he was in his 30s, in mid 30s. So I'll go with Asi.
Asi or Junmar Fajardo? Peak, at their peak.
At their peak? I'll go with Junmar.
Junmar still, right? Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
man. Yeah.
Sonny Tos or Jerry Cordillera?
Ooh, that's a good one. Man, that's tough, Charlie.
That's what we aim to do.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, man.
That's the plan.
Okay, my only reference is because, again, Jerry was in his mid-30s when I came across. That's my reference. You know, Jerry was always tough when I played against him. But Sonny can bang with me, you know, and he just did not give up any ground. I couldn't take advantage of him that way.
Yeah. So you go Sonny. Okay.
Yeah.
How about this? Mike Cortez or Jimmy Alapag?
Oh, Jimmy. He'll understand.
Yeah. Willie Miller or Johnny Abarientos?
Johnny Abrantos.
Johnny Abarientos. Okay. Bonel Balingit or EJ File?
I got to go with my man Bonell.
Bonel. Yes, sir.
You know, EJ's cool too, but Bonell used to make me laugh all the time, and that's
what he does.
He edges EJ.
He makes the whole country laugh with his antics. Patrimonio or Asaytono? I like making Ali think.
Nelson.
Okay.
Very hard time. They both give me a hard time, but Nelson gave me a really hard time.
Yeah. And you got them a bit later.
I lost sleep over Nelson. Yeah.
Okay, low post skills. Because it's not gonna be a personality because I know who you're gonna choose. Low post skills, Saldi Realubit or Don Aliado?
Don Aliado.
Okay. Richard Del Rosario or Eric Reyes?
I'll go with Richard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes you laugh too, right?
Chot Reyes or Tim Cone?
Ooh. I won more championships with Chut, so I'm going to go with Chut.
Chot Reyes, okay. Ricky Vargas or Waki Trillo?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I do decide to come back to the Philippines, I want to be careful with this. You know, Boss Vargas.
Yeah. You know what you're talking. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, Walking's retired already, right?
Man, I used to party with Walkie.
Yeah, we all used to party with Waki Trillo.
Oh man,
crazy. Nick Velasco or Harvey Carey?
Oh, you guys, come on, you can't. Oh my God. What are we talking about? Skill wise, or what?
However you appreciate the choice, man.
Yeah.
Can I pass?
It's a tie.
It's a tie. Yeah, it's a tie.
Okay. Kelly Williams or Arwin Santos?
I go with Kelly.
Okay. He's still
I've been in
playing,
wars with Kelly. So.
Carriazo or Lastimosa?
Go Carriazo. Yeah.
Danny Siegel or Danny Ildefonso?
It's a tie.
Danny. Marlo Aquino, who hit you hard one time, or Andy Siegel?
It's tough, man. I'll go with Marlo.
Okay.
Yeah.
L.A. Tenorio or Jason Castro?
Jason Castro. Dude, that's not fair. But you know what I'm going to say, because I'm always going to bleed blue and gold, all right? So I'm going with my man Jason. Yeah.
Okay. Coaching or broadcasting?
Broadcasting.
All right. That was quick. Offense or defense?
Defense.
Okay. Japet or Dennis Espino?
Tie.
Thai. Okay.
Didn't expect that.
Okay. Gary David or Marshall Lassiter?
Ooh, my God. I'll say that's a tie also.
That's a tie also. Okay.
Madami na
Kelly,
yung tayo, ha?
Kelly Williams or Ranidel De Ocampo?
I already said Kelly in the previous one. I'm my man Renadell.
Okay. TNT or Alaska? You just said blue and gold, so that's TNT.
TNT.
Sure. Okay. Dennis Espino again or Kirby Raimundo?
Kirby when he was at Pure Foods.
Okay. Kirby with Pure Foods. Okay.
Yeah.
How about Davon Harp or Mick Penisi?
I go Devon Hart.
that short stint he had. And I hope you remember, you have to make a choice this one. Please show the photo, Carly. You have to make a choice. I'm sure you remember these people. There. Joyce Jimenez.
Cow.
Ina Raimundo. Priscilla Almeida or Asunta De Rosa.
Ina Raimundo.
That was so quick, man.
That's fast. Hey, look. She was one of the first women I noticed when I got off the plane. So who's that?
I thought Joyce Jimenez, but yeah, okay. Ina Raimundo. You like the photo, guys? You like
Ina
it?
checks off all the boxes. She checked them all.
Until now, have you seen her lately? Oh my God!
Yeah,
Sabado Nights commercial, right? San Miguel.
Yeah,
She was a
Sabado
Sabado
night,
Night.
but she's way more than that now, man. She's every night now. She looks great.
She still looks very good for her.
Okay, that's X's or O's for episode 299. Guys, I'm gonna pass the ball to
Me.
Noel Zarate. That was brought to us by Kaminugan Farm, by the way. There you go.
All right, my segment has no sponsor yet, but Ali, basketball or sports never came into your life. This is your alternate reality right now. Never came into your life. The military never came into your life. What would the career path of an Ali Peak be without sports and without the military?
Probably a firefighter, or maybe more so firefighter. Like firefighters get paid very well out here, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Rudy said.
yeah, probably some sort of emergency medical system. So yeah.
Still in service.
Teacher, but more so the emergency medical system. Nice. For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my question. Go ahead, Sid Ventura, and I have your sponsorship here with me.
All right. Show it later. Okay, so my segment, of course, brought to you by Founders Donuts. Sorry about that, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, Founders Donuts. I just had my share a couple of days ago. Yeah, there, Noel, show it. Show the flavors. There are a lot of great flavors from Founders Donuts. They have 18 branches to choose from, guys. No reason not to try it out. Follow their social media handles, Founders Donuts PH. Masarap na masarap ito. You deserve this. My question for you, Ali, if you could have dinner with any basketball personality, living or dead, American, Filipino, European, whatever, someone you've met, someone you haven't, who would it be, and what would you talk about?
Abe King.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't see that coming. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why Abe King? That's a great answer.
I remember seeing a poster one time. I guess KP was the shoe.
Yeah, KP shoes, right?
And I remember seeing a young Bong Alvarez in that photo. And it was all the guys from like the 80s. Abe King was one of them. And for some reason, Abe King stuck out to me because he's a hefty guy. And he's actually taller than I am. I think he's, 6'5"? Is that right?
6'4", 6'5". A little bit, yeah.
But he played the inside position. And I remember doing a little bit of research on him. And, he was an imposing figure underneath the basket. And I just said, that's for some reason I've always been curious about him and how he played. And I even it's funny because a couple of days ago I did look up to see if I can find some of his highlights, before this interview. And he's always someone that stuck out in my mind.
What would you talk about with Abe?
What was it like playing during that time? What was it like just having the crowd there every single night in, night out.
Yeah.
And how physical was it? And what did you do? What did you do to make yourself successful like that?
Right.
Being this physical dominating force underneath the basket. I don't pick his brain about that. Yeah.
We just
He's
posted
one
a
of the
reel
big
about
greatest,
him,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We posted a reel about him. He said that during our time. He said, remember, there was no blood, no foul. That's what
right.
he said.
Right. Yeah.
And you know that he has Native American blood, right? That's why he's
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He's got some Cherokee. I think.
Cherokee. Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's
that's
among
why-
the 50 greatest players now, deservedly so.
Yeah.
And his full name is Abraham Columbus King.
Really?
Yeah. He's got that American, lineage.
But he is a local, though. He's a local.
Yeah. He grew up here in Cavite.
Yeah, he was born and raised here, but he has ancestry from Native
And he's
American.
based in Seattle now. He was, in fact, he was in LA. He was supposed to go to LA not too long ago for a reunion. He wasn't able to make it because there was a family thing he had to attend. Some players got together.
Wow. I think you two would have gotten along.
Yeah, I will tell him that you'd like to have dinner with him, man. He'd probably fly over and then meet with you.
Yeah.
Sure. That's the type of guy.
He's a great guy. He's a really great guy.
Yeah.
You can pick him up at the airport too.
Yeah, so King. That's a nice answer, huh? That's a great answer. I mean, we didn't expect that at all.
I was
Coming from
surprised.
you.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my segment brought to you by Founders Donuts. Great answer, Ali. Back to you, Charlie.
Yeah, we didn't ask this earlier. Aside from Magic Johnson, who were your idols growing up? Who were the players you admired the most?
Outside of Magic, I love James Worthy.
Okay.
Really love watching James Worthy play.
Same here.
And for other teams, Charles Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
Charles Barkley, Akeem Olajuwon.
The 34s. Those are the 34s.
34s.
34s, yeah. And then in football, again, more 34s. It was Bo Jackson, Walter Payton. They're all the jersey number 34. So you see where I'm going with this, right?
Uh-huh.
Even way back, so those are the guys that I really liked watching play because they were just so physical. And even Charles Oakley to some extent because he's a physical player.
Another 34.
34.
Yeah, it was Charles. I loved watching Charles Barkley. Obviously Michael Jordan, but it was Charles, Michael, Magic, especially Magic and Worthy and Kareem. But it was Magic and Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved watching them play.
Right. And even Dennis Rodman said that was his toughest guard was with James
Magic.
Worthy.
Yeah.
I mean, where he said Worthy. He said Worthy would take it.
James Worthy.
Yeah, that's what Rodman said. I just saw the reel yesterday, so I was actually surprised. Okay, here's the final portion. We'll enter it. Hello, Porky. This is the greetings portion I tell you about, Ali. It's your chance to shout out, acknowledge, thank anybody you'd like to mention them before we let you go.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see my mother would come up the stairs and maybe I can introduce you guys to her. Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah,
Sure.
That would be great.
Hold on one sec. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Ganda na kwentuhan, pare, bitin na naman eh. Bitin na naman to
Sobra.
eh.
Si Ali yan eh. Kahit
man.
sa totoong buhay, 3 oras bitin sa kanya eh.
Isang sine pa lang pinag-uusapan nyo doon sa 3 hours
Ayun na nga.
Oo, kasi
Wala pa
breakdown
yung
niya.
comics dyan.
Ganun si Ali Big, mga kaibigan, kasi naging kabarkada, kaibigan nga namin talaga.
Yeah.
He'll really talk about stuff, man. So,
Yeah, lunch break ko noon pag nandiyan siya sa baba. Mga 2
Saka
hours.
he's a conspiracy theorist. Everything happens not because Ali, you love the conspiracy theories, right? That's you.
Oh man, not anymore with all this AI stuff, right? It's taking a turn for like the worst,
Okay.
Is your mom coming up or no? She's not. She's busy.
Yeah, she's coming up. She's
coming, okay.
she had knee surgery a few months ago, so she's on
Oh my gosh.
that. But here, hold on one sec, Mom. Here's.
That's nice because we started the show with a photo of you with your mom. Now we're gonna end it with you with your mom.
Did she see that? Yeah.
It's her birthday in a few days, so please wish her a happy birthday. And all the
Oh.
fans. Here, mom, sit down.
Birthday, ma'am.
Here's my mother, guys.
Of course, people are gonna find this really cute.
Hey!
Hello, po. Hello,
Kamusta
ma'am.
po?
How are you? So
Yeah,
I
great.
Great.
Noel, Mr.
Noel.
Zarate, Mr.
Yes.
Ventura,
These are all my
and
mentors.
Charlie Kuna, right? So I just wanna express how appreciate I am because you have supported my son doing this kind of thing while he was still in the Philippines.
Of course.
So every time I watch him with whether it was in Araneta Coliseum and or other venues, I see your faces, especially Mr. Combate. So I'm very thankful that you guys have been, like I said, very supportive of him for that duration of him doing broadcasting. Right. So, yeah. Anyway, I was listening a little bit in the beginning. Right. So I'm from Cubao,
Yeah, I've been to your house in Cubao actually.
sa
Yeah,
13th Avenue, because
13th Avenue. Yeah.
he was in the PC, Camp Cramming.
Oh, malapit doon.
Then we finished high school sa UE High School, sa Recto. And then I finished 1 year nursing there. And then we moved from there to Hawaii when I was almost 18. So anyway, later on, finished nursing and all those things. Ali was born in Hawaii as well. My mom was born in Hawaii, so therefore, all of us siblings were able to come to America. America, within a year. So, and then, of course, I spent most of my adulthood here, pero I still speak Tagalog. Don't get me wrong. I speak the language
Yeah.
fluently. I understand them. I still speak Ilocano because my mom was from Ilocos Sur. My dad was born in Cagayan, in Tuguegarao. Not necessarily Tuguegarao, a small town called Igig, another little town, like 30 minutes away from Tuguegarao. And then we go visit once in a while during summertime during our high school years. But other than that, I again thank you very much for
Our pleasure.
accommodating Ali. Maraming salamat. Good night.
Salamat, ma'am. Salamat.
Salamat
Ingat po.
Advance happy birthday.
birthday
Advance
pala.
happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy
God, yes.
birthday.
Don't get old, okay?
Try to stay young. We
Salamat
miss
po,
Ali.
salamat
So,
po. Okay.
Right.
Thanks, Mom.
nice.
That's
nice,
small.
huh?
That is one,
Nice to have
that is
your
one
mom around,
charming
Ali.
lady.
Yeah.
That is one charming lady, Ali. I see
Yeah.
where you
Oh,
get
no.
your charm.
Now it's your turn to do the greetings and shout outs or whatever before.
Oh yeah, just anybody, right? I just want to say
Yeah.
thanks to all the fans out there throughout the years. What's pretty cool is you know that I'm really appreciative because you guys know I've been retired for over 10 years now, and I still, even out here, I still have people come up to me, and ask me if it's really me, and I said yeah, and then they want to take a picture and all that stuff. So that just makes my day. It makes my day, and I just love the support, even till this day, from all the Filipino fans out there. I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys, in the Philippines and around the world, because again, Filipinos are everywhere, as we know, and the PBA is so popular all around the world, man. And, so yeah, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys because you were my mentors after basketball was over with, and I forever thank my coaches, all the coaches I've ever had, and all my teammates that I've ever played with. Guys, like I said, man, I really miss the Philippines, and I really, it was a great part of my life, and I would love to relive it all over again, but obviously we can't do that. But it was the best time of my life. Best time of my life. Outside of my family, it's the best time of my life.
Not over. It's not over.
Not over. I thought we
Come
were
back.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, Ali, for sharing your story in basketball with us here on Eternity of Basketball, episode 299, guys. Everyone watching, it's gonna be episode 300 next week. So please wait for our announcement as to who will be our guest and our schedule for that. And imagine we're gonna reach 300 already, but we thank our guest for 299. Ali, before we go, we remind everybody we're part of the Globally Ballin Network. Thank you to Aaron and Carla. We are powered by San Miguel Corporation, Heber San Miguel. Tuminugan Farm helps out, and Founders Donuts as well. Get your sugar rush today, Noel. It's your turn.
Yes,
Archives
sir.
Diaries Bureau. Thanks for sharing with us the photos and the information. who had a birthday this past week from our AEOB family: Buddy Encarnado, Rolly Pineda, Marte Samson, Abby King, Bernie Fabiosa, Rick Malyari, and Larry Albano. Birthday ni
Hey,
Rick Malyari.
also, it's the birthday of my daughter tomorrow. My oldest daughter. She's turning 26 tomorrow.
Birthday.
Birthday.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Birthday.
Hey,
All right,
one
so-
more thing, guys, I just want to say congratulations. 300th episode coming up, right? So
Yes, sir.
that's amazing. You guys keep doing what you're doing. Congratulations on the show.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Ali.
you,
Thanks so
thank you,
much.
Ali.
So, that's it. 299 is now in the books. We're gonna reach 300. Umabot din tayo, guys. Aabot din talaga tayo. We're gonna make it to 300. So, thanks everybody for supporting us this weekend. We hope to see you at the next episode. That's it. Have a great rest of the weekend. Ali, maraming salamat.
Maraming
Thank you so
salamat,
much,
Ali.
man.
So much for
Para
having
kay
Miss you,
Noel
man.
Zarate, Sid Ventura, pati si Jay Mercado, syempre kasama din natin yan. Ako po si Charlie Guna. Thank you, guys. Take care, and we'll see you again. Ali,
All right, take care, guys.
Come back here, Ali. Come on, come
Miss
back
you.
here. Come on.
I think we're gonna see you soon, man.
Yes, I
Come on, Ali.
put it to the universe, man. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Bye-bye, everyone.
San Miguel Pale Pilsen,
Safe.
the beer that started it all. In 1890, the first brewery in Southeast Asia opened, brewing a high-quality beer made from the choicest ingredients, following a meticulous process. In 1913, San Miguel journeyed across Asia to export to Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Guam. And starting 1948, established breweries in Hong Kong, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, and Thailand, expanding its market to reach over 70 countries worldwide. 135 years of brewing excellence and winning quality awards. A champion of taste, winning the hearts of consumers here and abroad. The Filipino beer that binds the nation together. A nation that's been toasting with San Miguel for 135 years. No other beer can say the same. San Miguel Pale Pilsen. Pride of Filipinos worldwide.
Nay, may bisita kayo. Nakikilala niyo ba si Robert? Apo niyo.
Ikaw at ako, pinagtagpo, nag-usap ang ating puso, nagkasundong magsama habang buhay. Ikaw at ako, di nag-isa sa isa't isa. Tayo ay sumasandal, bawat hangad kayang abutin. Basta't ikaw, ako, tayo, magpakailanman.
Nandyan ka lang pala.
Noon, ngayon, habang buhay, ikaw at ako, San Miguel Pale Pilsen.